That's weird.
It should be on YouTube now. He's only streaming to Twitch.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, that one person who still watches on Twitch would have been fine tonight.
I keep refreshing. I'll let you know when it shows up on YouTube.
It should be there now.
It's there. Right,
Yeah,
let's
it's
diddle. Let's diddly diddle. Diddle, fiddle,
Sorry
diddle.
about the hold up.
Come on.
It's
Never
okay,
mind
it's
that.
fine,
Just
not a
get
big
going.
deal.
Let's do it.
Should we?
I think we should.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or what?
We can wait around a little bit just to sort of make Stu
Okay.
sweat.
Cool.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
You'd better be dead or in jail. And if
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week.
Hack 2.
Reviews and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Yesterday was the birthday of legendary Dutch flautist Frans Blutheim.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
I'm not a nerd, I'm a video game enthusiast.
Yeah, boy.
welcome, please, Enormous Genitals.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
If you need me, I'll be in the bubble bath.
Hello and welcome to episode 775 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yeah, 775. Hello, everybody. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm not fucking around, right? This Saturday, 16th of November, right? 16th of November, this Saturday,
Show up for Andy.
I am doing a fucking fundraiser for Andy.
Yeah.
This event has turned into something that I now cannot control because there are people
That's
coming
right.
from Manchester. The whole club is packed. It's going to be
Nice.
packed.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I know, but the problem is, so I'm not worried about people turning up to the actual thing anymore. What I'm worried about is people turning up to the YouTube and watching it.
Break
so,
the stream.
So I need people to break the stream and don't give me the
600 people.
because this is what Stu says. Oh, I'm at work. It's all day. The thing is all day.
Go into
right?
the toilet and take a shit while you watch. How
Yes,
many times do we
right,
have to
right.
go over this?
Leave it
Oh,
on.
I'm not doing that hygienic.
Leave it on.
Oh.
Put it on your laptop. Put it on your phone. Just leave it running. Interact if you can. And if you say, "Oh, I haven't got time," if you watch the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, then you're a fucking hypocrite because it's on the same night.
If you listen
right?
to this show, you're a hypocrite. Because what else do you have to do besides listen to this shit?
I don't think it'll clash with the fight, just in case anybody's interested. But it'll be the same day. You can manage to log in at some point. So go to Chin Chinny on YouTube. Look for the little red snooker ball. Go on the live, and it'll be there. The link already exists. Go to it before I go mad because there are a ton of people coming. There's people that haven't seen Andy for years. There's people coming from Manchester coming down. An ex-professional snooker player messaged me and said,
Nice.
"Can I come?" And I was like,
Dude,
yeah.
Get all your snooker pro friends,
Come on,
man.
can you not say who it is? Come on, tell us who it is.
You won't know who it is.
Oh, right.
Fred Johnson?
He's a young snooker player, and he's not a guarantee.
Brett Smithson?
But he messaged me on TikTok saying, "Where is it? And if I can come, I'll come." And he's in Stoke-on-Trent, which isn't too far.
So as he's a young ex-professional, does that mean he's a bit shit then? Is that, you know what I mean?
Stuart, if you
I'm just asking if he's an ex-professional, but he's still young.
If you've been a professional, or whatever, you are a fucking fantastic player. That's how hard snooker is, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, his name. I won't mention his name. Right? Just because it's not a guarantee.
You don't need to mention it.
It's not a guarantee.
The point is this. This is going to be an event y'all want to be at. You want to be a part of it. Go to the live stream.
So we're going to
donate.
So somebody has generously said, I can't be there, but if somebody knocks 100 break in, I'll double it to 200 quid donation.
Wow.
But I don't think he was expecting an ex-professional to turn up. So that should be fun. We're going to do...
If two people do it, will he triple it?
Well, yeah, he has to. Remember Big Break, Stu? Remember the show Big Break?
Yeah, I do remember Big Break.
So the first thing that they did on Big Break, the first round was...
You've not got John Virgo, have you?
No.
What the hell?
I don't worry, I'd turn Jim Davison down if he offered. The bigot. So the first round they did it with Big Break was 10 reds. And then you've got to pot as many reds as you can in 40 seconds. So I'm going to do. So everybody has to pay a tenner to play a frame, and then the first thing they have to do is do the Big Break challenge, which I hesitated because I was going to make it an acronym, which is BBC, which also stands for something else on the internet, which is not British Broadcasting Society.
British Broadcasting Company.
No, yeah, it doesn't stand for that. It stands for something else. So, yeah, I can't call it.
Beautiful butterflies in coordinated flight.
So they're going to do
the
big break challenge, the 10 red challenge, and then they're going to play a frame. And his sister's been messaging me. She's never played snooker in her life. She says, "Put me down. I'm going to play,"
nice.
and all this sort of stuff. So it should be, and we're going to do.
Here's the real question, Chinny: is Rosa going to be playing snooker?
She will be there. She will be there. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's going to be a big turnout. And what else was there? There was something else where we're going to do. Stu, you're aware of what a fluke is in snooker?
I am aware of what a fluke is.
Baby's got an atom bomb.
For people that don't know, where a fluke is when you do something unintentional, but it works out in your favor. So if you you miss a ball, but then it goes into a different pocket, right? If we instead of a swear jar, we're gonna have a fluke jar. So if you do a fluke, you have to put a $5 in the jar.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And a lot of people at the club was like, this is gonna cost me a fucking fortune this night.
Yeah, so, we didn't come here to just kick the shit and have fun. We came here to raise money for this man's family.
I'm a little bit shitting myself in a few areas. Will the internet work? Don't know yet. Will the stream be okay? Don't know. What are the rest of the people going to do when they're not playing snooker? Just getting pissed up? Don't know.
Probably
darts. Get drunk and throw darts.
There is
That's
darts
what
and there's a
people
pool
do at
table,
pub,
and
right?
there's also a poker game happening at the same time.
There you go. There you go.
To raise some money.
What
as well.
about five-finger fillet? You get some knives. Have people play that or shoes.
So so it's basically what I'm trying to do is get more people to watch the live stream, and I'm counting on my internet brethren here.
Yeah,
this is my internet brethren. If you're listening to this, you're in this club, the internet.
Your
brethren.
influence.
And please just turn up. Please just turn up. People have already showed interest, like Antonio said he would. Susan said they would, and people have been donating that don't even know Andy, that just only know me through the show. Look, I'm not really asking for. You can donate if you want, and there are some people, including some people on this show, mentioning a name, Duke, who has been donating and is very generous and everything is lovely.
Shut up, man!
Right,
God damn, I have a reputation to maintain.
Yeah, people think he's generous.
But
no, they think I'm a nasty curmudgeon, and that's what I want people to think.
If you just want to help me, if you just want to help me, because the donations are coming. By the way, we've raised 250 quid or something like that. So we're raising money. This is going to his funeral. This is going to his wake. This is, these are things that need to be paid for. So we're trying to raise money for that. So if you just want to help and you think, I don't want to make a donation, I know times are hard, just turn up to the fucking stream and just leave it on
to the stream,
and chat to us. And I think I'm going to be sort of comparing / commentating for most of it.
Nice.
Because we're dealing with a bunch of personalities that are only just aware that the internet exists, really. But a lot of them don't really talk on the internet like we do. We've been doing podcasts for years and all that sort of stuff. So
you think you're better than them at communicating on the internet?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I've warned them. I said, like, don't say fucking stupid things. Don't make inappropriate jokes. And they're like, can we say this word? Can we say that word? I'm like, no, you can't say that word. So they're really trying me. So it should be a good laugh anyway. Will the snooker be very good? No.
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
No.
Will the stream be a mess? Probably. Will something go wrong? Definitely. But it's all for a good cause.
But it's going to be a good time.
It's going really, really well.
Cause.
So I'm just worried about, oh my God, what if there's only like 2 people watching? It's going to look really sad. Obviously, we could always watch it back. There's always that. But I just want people to just tune in. So tune in live.
Tune in live.
Tune in on YouTube.
Saturday, what time?
Starts 12 p.m. GMT.
Yeah, which is 6 hours earlier. So that's going to be 8 a.m. No, that's bad math.
It's going to be
6 a.m.
4 a.m., isn't it? No. Is it? Yeah.
What time did you say it starts?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. for you. 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Central Time in the U.S., it's going to be 6 a.m. So
yeah.
I might be up.
But it'll be going for hours. So you can tune in. So 16th of the same day as the bloody Jake Paul fight with Mike Tyson. So just remember it that way. Chin Chitty on YouTube. Look for the red ball. Go on the live. Click it. Thank you very much.
This really is the sound clip.
You'd better be dead or in jail.
And if you're in jail,
I'm sorry to go on with that for 10 minutes, but it's stressing me out.
It's stressing me out.
It's fine.
It's an important thing you're doing.
Out of interest, can I just ask something? Right, nothing to do with the stream or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
What time's this Jake Paul fight on?
I don't know actually.
So I know. Also, is it the first time? Because I don't ever remember this happening before. Is this the first time that Netflix has had a live event on?
I think they've done another live event. They did a John Mulaney did a show live on Netflix.
Oh,
Did they?
The Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight is on the 15th of November.
I have something about that. Here we go.
Like anybody fucking gives a shit.
But in the
Hey,
UK,
give over. I'm going to be
but-
watching it because it's going to be hilarious.
No, but in the UK,
Oh, okay.
technically, it's 16th of November, isn't it? Because it's going to be late. I saw a poster for it today, and it said the 16th, and on the internet, it's saying the 15th. But in the UK, it will be the 16th because it's going to be in the early hours.
So it's late on the evening of the 15th here, which is the 16th there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, it starts at well, it says the Premier League was 10:30 apparently. 10:30
in the UK. In the UK.
Well,
How weird is it though? Because it's like Netflix doesn't do live events. What the fuck's going on?
Well, they're doing them lately.
they'll do it. They'll do it if
John
enough
Mulaney
people
one.
will.
Yeah, they got to do something to stand out. People aren't watching their stupid romantic comedies enough.
You
Yeah.
speak for yourself.
Yeah, you
I
speak
do.
it.
I mean,
I'm watching a really good show on there at the moment. It's called Don't Come Home. It's really good.
Is it? No, that's what Kay says to
Yeah.
you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Don't Come Home.
When you leave for work.
Don't Come Home. It's from Thailand. It's a Thailand.
Oh God, you're reading
television show.
subtitles.
Yeah, of course I am. Something wrong with
Oh,
that.
Jesus. You can't read a book, but you read fucking
I read
subtitles on a
loads
show.
of books. What's the matter with you?
I heard. I can't read it. I'm gonna wait for it to be on audiobook.
No, I do that.
I heard about a
but
book I was
listen-
talking about
I
recently.
listen to a lot of books in my car,
Oh,
though.
okay.
So
Someone
I
told
do
me I
read.
can't- I
I do
can't
read
listen
as
to
well.
a book. I'll wait for it to come on audiobook.
Okay.
Well, I know you're
That's
going
what
to
I
do
heard,
one, so I'll
which is-
just wait
Anyway,
for that.
I'm done with
Oh,
my thing.
okay.
We got stories and stuff.
Great.
Yeah, great. No, but just to let you know, Millie is in your country at the moment, Duke.
She's in the U.S.
She is. She's gone over to
You better
celebrate.
hurry up and get
Trump's-
out before she ends up.
She's gone
She
to
what?
celebrate Trump's victory. You know, she
I
said,
thought we
wanna
weren't
go
talking
over
about
there."
this. If you bring
No,
it up,
all right,
don't,
no, I'm not going to.
like,
I'm not going to.
be careful.
No, she's just gone
I'll
to
be-
New York. She's just in New York
Okay.
with her boyfriend for Christmas.
Okay. Well, I hope she has fun and gets out quick because it's not gonna be pretty here.
Anyway, that's not video games. So let's
Beautiful
talk about.
dogs. Beautiful
I know, yeah,
dogs.
beautiful. Beautiful dog. Let's talk about video games.
Okay.
What you been playing?
The only thing I'm going to say is anybody out there who's feeling sad and angry, I am feeling sad and angry with you. Let us fight the power as always. Stand up against injustice and protect human rights. The end. What have we been playing?
The name of the episode is going to be "Don't Say the T Word."
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
say the
really.
T word.
Video
yeah.
games. Now I'm going
Yeah,
to
video games.
confession, please.
Oh,
Confession.
you're always confessing. Tell
confession.
you.
I got to find it. It's been a while since I've used this.
Yeah.
Oh, I was eating peanuts then. I wasn't ready for it.
You're eating a penis?
Yes.
Nice.
Hold on. Let me chew this.
Is it a big penis or a little penis?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I really wanted to play Sifu. I chose it. I didn't play it.
Oh no, you still
You're
didn't play it.
You are a
Are
fucking
you setting up
slacker.
streams? Taking care of a sick baby? What
I'm
kind of
sorry, there
excuse
is
do you
no
got?
there's no excuse. There isn't one. You picked
Rosa
it.
has been ill all
Oh,
week.
Fuck off. You could have made at least half an hour at some point just to play the game you chose.
Man,
Fuck you. Don't give me all
listen to this. Here, wait, I got it. Don't worry. My baby is sick. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck
you.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
Don't give me all that
make the live
bullshit.
stream that I'm doing?
Don't give me that. Yeah, that's more likely the reason. Nothing to do with Rosa.
No, but are you gonna make it though? Stu?
It's almost as though there's a confluence of things that have made Chinny's
I will-
week
I
very,
will
very
put it-
stressful and busy.
Yeah, whatever. I will put it on my
Whatever.
phone. I'll put it on my phone and stick it on the side at work, even though I probably won't be able to watch it. I'll
Well,
keep
how about
looking.
this?
I'll have a look.
How about this? We've got two games that Stu and I have played together, and maybe we just hit pause on one of them, Sifu, so that you can talk about it next week.
I really want to play it, which is the frustration. Usually, if I
Let's
haven't
just talk
played it,
about it
I
next
just say I haven't played it. I don't really care. Right?
I know, but you
I really
wanted
wanna
to,
play it,
and
yeah.
you. Well, you have time this week, do you think? Given the fact that the stream's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're gonna have
yes,
time.
because I did play something, and I was my aim was to finish this game, which I've done,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
play Sifu.
Cool.
So,
Let's just do Sifu for next week. We'll just
Yeah,
take a
seafood.
mulligan.
We'll do seafood next week.
I came up with a impromptu play my game bitch, but I didn't
Yeah,
bring
you
it
did.
to you, Chinny, because I knew you wouldn't like it. So let's just pretend like you played this game and
Yeah,
hated
Yeah, have
it.
a look at the video. Look at the video.
You can make up your mind when you look at that video. But
Just on
first,
delivery. Just on delivery. Let's go.
yeah. Are we going to start with this, or are we going to
Well,
talk
we
about
can
other things
do.
first?
We can do if you
I
want.
guess we're talking about
we're
the
talking about it already.
unexpected play my game bitch.
Yeah, bitch!
Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Yeah, bitch!
So,
Can
this
I
game
just say?
showed up-
Can I just say before we talk about James?
Of course not. Why did I think there was a chance for me to start talking? Well,
I was only
I'm
saying.
so stupid.
I was just going to say
It's such
James.
naive idiocracy for me to think. So go ahead. It's only what?
Go on. James Bevan in the
It's
chat
frustrating
says,
when you can't say what you're going to say, isn't it? Go ahead.
says Stu's a savage. I think he means Stu's just savage. I don't think I'm a savage. I'm a,
No, I think he's saying Stus.
Yeah, Stu's savage.
Yeah.
I just
okay,
dispute that.
so-
I'm just tell the truth. I
So,
just tell the truth.
did you want to tell everybody about Dustland Delivery
Yeah.
or me? Because I played it, definitely. I played it.
Of course you did. Right, go on, Duke.
Okay, so this showed up. I constantly look at Steam's new releases and the sales every day at noon. And usually I look at it, I'm like, ugh, that looks terrible. Oh, this looks bad. This game showed up and I was like, I'm intrigued. It is a delivery game. The graphics are very basic. But something about it just appealed to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to dive in and give this a shot. I played it for an hour and I thought, all right, you know what? I am really digging this. I want Stu to play it. I sent him a message like, go check it out. It's only a $5. And just as soon as I sent it, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm feeling generous. Here, gifted it to Stu.
He did. He bought it me.
I gifted it to Chinny too. So here you go, Chinny. What did you think?
Oh,
Yeah, Chinny,
mate.
what did you
oh,
think?
You
mate,
played this game,
honestly, like when you gifted me this game, this game called Dustland Delivery, I was first of all I cried with emotions, and then I loaded up and I went, you know what? So, I mean, this is the kind of thing that people say that have just checked it out on YouTube, but I was like, man, that's a lot of menus. That's a lot of menus. But
Piece of shit.
yeah,
That's Chinny on this game.
yeah,
It is
Yeah.
filled with
menus.
data.
There's
and
a lot of
menus,
stuff going on. There's a lot of
and
stuff
there's a lot of
happening.
stuff going on. But here's the basic idea. Look, you start off with a truck, right? And
Truck.
you go to towns and you hire people and you get to know them and you do deliveries and there's all these different, it's after the apocalypse and there's all these different places that need different things. So you buy, tires in this area because they make them cheap, and then you sell them over here because they're expensive because they need them. And it's all about making scrap, which is the money, and going this place and that place, and there's storylines and there's fortune tellers wanting to keep people from being ripped off. This is one of the only games that in recent history that has made me lull, like actually laugh out loud, because the tutorial, you get to the tutorial and it says, okay, I'm going to teach you how to, drive your truck. And the option for the, click OK says, I'm ready to go. So you click it and the person says, oh, you're ready to go? Really? You haven't even started your truck. Go buy some fuel and start your truck. And then the
That's
button
funny.
says, what a hassle. And I thought that was actually funny. And I'm like, okay, I'm off to a good start.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. Yeah, when that happened in that game.
Do you know what the
All right,
first?
you don't have
do you
to
know
keep
the
going
first
this,
thing
Jim.
I thought was
What's that, Stu?
this game is better than Star Truckers. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
first thing I thought.
I agree. I've had more. I played this for longer and
Yeah.
haven't been as frustrated.
I was like, there was nothing fiddly to happen. Like stuff didn't keep breaking down in the cab.
Well,
you do-
stuff does break down, not in the
Stuff does
cab,
break
but
down,
your
but
your
in the cab.
tires do break down. But and here's the thing, I don't think it does a good job of letting you know about the crafting system, because I didn't really understand. I played one run through. Okay, first of all, you can be your truck or you can be the main character. There's a hero mode, and I don't know which one you did, Stu, but when I first started, I was just the truck. But you pick a character. And
I
the
picked
character
a character.
Okay, well, no, but you pick a character, but it doesn't necessarily, you can, it's so weird and complicated. You pick a character but then so I had I had a character that it was me, and then I had this other person I had hired, and they were riding with me, we were becoming friends. But at some point they started fighting about something, and then it was like one of the differences between your characters is so great, the main characters decided to leave and they just left. And so this character had been putting all these...
So the one you created at the beginning of the game left.
Yes.
The fuck?
Because by default you're not controlling that character, you're controlling the truck.
Huh.
It's weird, I know, but that's the way it goes.
I thought I was controlling the character. I don't get that at
and
all.
you mostly are, but the character can leave, and it did for me. So the other problem was I didn't realize that your virtue at the start of the game really matters, because the character I started with has like very low virtue. So you're supposed to go to this city. It's a very basic thing. It's like in Fallout 3. Remember, Chinny, in Fallout 3? The first mission is like, okay, you leave the vault and then it's go to Megaton, right? Like you go to Megaton, right? Imagine if they said in Megaton, like, your virtue is too low, fuck off. And like, then what are you going to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, increase my virtues? I guess so.
I'll tell you what, you saying that the main character left, there's been many games where I wish the main character would fuck off.
So, just a minute, let me get this straight. So, in your game, did you get the same start where you have 2 deeds and like you own some property?
I couldn't get into that town because my virtue was too low.
That's funny. I got in there.
It was crazy.
Problems.
I had to go looking around on the map to find out which towns I could get into that had no if my virtue was very low. I got into one of them, and then I got lucky because I hired somebody who I didn't realize it was necessary. Because I didn't realize why I couldn't get into the town. I guess it said your virtue's too low, and I was just like, well, I don't know what the fuck that means. So I hired somebody. It turns out they had very high virtue, and the game does this thing where they give you like the average of your 2 virtue scores.
All right,
and that's your crew virtue. So I went back finally, and then I did eventually get the deeds and everything.
It's very. Do you know what I really like about this game? You've got to do a lot of forward planning.
You do have to do planning. It's true.
Because when I set off, because obviously I'm setting off to try and get me land back because the mayor's just being an ass. You know,
the mayor is being an ass.
He's just like, oh no, I'm really sorry, we're really poor, so we've got to keep your land. Fuck you, type of thing.
Which is not how land works, but whatever.
Not really.
No.
So I have to go to another place, which is quite a long way away. These places are quite, but there's a lot of little towns in between you and the place you're going.
And,
so what you've got to do is
garbage piles that you can go looking through.
Garbage piles, and you meet up with other people on the road. But what you've got to kind of do, you've got to look what they want in all these other little towns along the way.
Correct.
And then work out what you can buy and sell as you go along, in effect. So you've got to do a bit of long-term planning, which I was writing stuff down.
Oh yeah, totally.
I was sat writing, right, these want whatever these want. These want food rations. They have food rations cheap at this town, so I need to buy a load of the. And you've only got a finite amount of money, so you can only buy some, but some things make bigger profit than other things. So you've also got to take that into account as well.
Yep. And here's the crazy part, which was really impressive to me. If you buy, let's say a town is selling fruit. If you buy 20 units of fruit, you are making profit on all of that fruit. But if you buy 30 units, you're making a lot less profit on the last 10 units of fruit because you're driving up the demand. It's just so interesting that the economy is fluid as you're buying stuff.
Yeah, so what I was ended up doing was buying as much as I could, and as soon as it went red, I was then minusing off until I got to the level where it was still the
you're going to be making profit, and it's always compared to like the base cost of the item. So you don't have to do a lot of math necessarily, but it doesn't hurt, and you can certainly maximize your profit if you do it right. The problem I've had, and I've been playing this game for like 5 hours, I've really played a lot of this game. I'm having trouble making an actual profit on it because at a certain point, it's about, delivering things, and people are telling you, oh, I abandoned these kids in this school and it was all locked up tight, but I had to run and maybe you can go help those kids. And it's like far away. And I was like trying to get there, and I'm trying to make this town built up, and it's really hard to make the town built up, and you got to get building supplies. And so there's all these things you need to buy. And in the meantime, like, I'm not able to, do transporting of fruit and tires and all the things I'm supposed to be selling in order to make a profit. because I keep having to buy food for my crew and replacement tires for my truck and fuel and all the rest of it. So it's just, I feel like I'm only now starting. It's like Crusader Kings 2. I'm only now sort of getting the hang of like how to play the game in a way that's going to help me not win exactly, but you know, keep my head above water. But it's taken a long time to get there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of factions. There's so many factions.
Oh, yeah.
So there's all these factions that you've got to sort of try and get in with. And I mean, there was one that was selling some stuff at one town, and another faction came up, and he's like, "Oh, I should go first. You know, you'll have to wait. I'm selling the same thing as you. I'm going first, right?" And you can either choose to let them go first, which will obviously raise your. They'll like you better. That faction will sort of like you better. So that might benefit you down the line.
Yep.
Or like I did, you can just go, I was here first, piss off, and just sell my.
Right. Did you meet the old lady who's asking for help with the crops?
Yeah, she were a bitch.
That's so awesome. I love it. She's like, could you please help me? And you're like, of course.
Yeah.
And you help her out. And then she's barricaded herself in her house. And she had originally offered Ginny to give you like 50 scrap for your work. And then there's like 10 scrap on the porch. And you're like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, fuck off, asshole.
Yeah, this is all you get off me.
Yeah.
And you can choose. You can choose, which is, I'm sure, what Chinny would have done to break a door down. So you can sort of go in and like heavy. But I must admit, I thought about it. I nearly did it. And then I was like, nah,
well, I was so
do it,
desperate for virtue. Like I got no
do it.
virtue on my character. So I'm doing all these things that I think are going to get me virtue. And there was this one storyline that was like the fortune teller. I don't know if you got to this, but the fortune teller is having customers go away because there's someone else who's doing something. They think they can tell the fortune using an infected and all this stuff. And you have to go figure out what's going on. And you figure out what's going on. And you're like, all right, I'm about to reveal y'all to this town. And they're like, wait. Just let us sneak out before you reveal what's going on. Please. Otherwise, they'll kill us. And I was like, all right, I feel bad. I'm always a nice guy. So, all right, I'll let you go. And then it says, you're letting another charlatan off without any consequence, -2 virtue. I was like, God damn it, I thought I was being nice. I'm losing virtue even if I want to get...
I kind of like that because there's all these consequences that you don't necessarily know are going to happen from stuff you do, and I like that.
Right.
I mean, can I ask a question? Have you got frisky yet?
I've tried, but the person that I am playing as is a lesbian, and none of the women are lesbians. There's all these ladies into men, and I'm like trying to get frisky, and they're like, I'm not interested. I'm like, God damn it.
It's an interesting mechanic.
And this is a trucking game as well.
Yeah,
this is a trucking game.
There is trucking in it.
And
the frisky mechanic is a weird mechanic. So
it is a weird mechanic because it's a way. So because you have four, might be able to see, Chinny, at the bottom of the screen with each of the characters. There's 4 bars, and the top one is hunger. The second one is fatigue. The third one is stress. The fourth one is water, I think. And so there's auto eating and auto drinking, so you don't really have to worry about that. But you have to watch out for fatigue and stress. If your characters get too fatigued, the truck will stop, and you have to set up camp. And you don't want to be in the wrong place when you set up camp because there's this indicator of how bad the infection is in that area. And if you try to sleep where the infection is, you'll get attacked by zombies.
I'll be honest with you, dude. You lost me on. I don't know if you're watching.
That's fine. That's fine. But the stress thing is weird because it's not as easy as just stop and rest, because stress, you can drink, but then you can't drive if you're drunk.
You're not allowed to drive if you're drunk.
You can party, but you need fuel and rations and stuff to have a party to relieve stress. Or you can get frisky. And so the frisky is one of the ways of relieving the stress.
And it's a weird mechanic because when you, like I did it with a librarian, got frisky with the librarian woman.
Yeah.
But then you can choose who gets to go frisky with her. So so out of your crew, it's not just like you're frisky with her. It could be you can choose any of your crew to be frisky with her. So it's a very odd mechanic.
It's a very weird game all over. Like all the different parts of it are very weird. But it's also a lot of fun. Like I'm having a good time with it, even though I'm frustrated by how little success I've had with it. It's one of those games where I'm like really frustrated, but I keep feeling like I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And my town is slow. Have you started building your town at all, Stu? Have you done any of the town building?
I've been playing it on the Steam Deck, right? Because I was like, this will be fine. But there are some issues because I can't find any video settings anywhere. I don't know where they are. And so the like most of the writing is absolutely fine, but the hints, like the hints.
It's tiny. It's so tiny.
It's so tiny on the Steam Deck. I mean, I'm, I
it's gotta
wear
be illegible,
glasses.
Of course, it can barely
And
read it on my big
I'm just
monitor
like,
here.
I cannot read that
Right.
tiny writing.
Right.
Well, that's the only
Most of the
problem
time
I'm
it's stuff
having.
you already know, but I mean, no, I hear you. And the other thing that really bugs me about this game is that there are only a few keyboard shortcuts. So spacebar will start and stop the truck, and it will also confirm anything that's on your screen. So anytime you go to a new city, it'll say like, this person's first time there, this person's first time there, plus XP, all these just basic things, and you don't even need to read it. You just hit OK. So spacebar will get rid of that. But when Chinny, most of the time when you're playing a game, if a menu comes up, you hit escape and the menu will go away. And this game is nothing but menus. But escape doesn't make them go away. If you go into the store and you decide I'm done at the store, you can't hit escape. You have to go and click the X to close the window, which is stupid because escape always brings up the game menu. And it's just really frustrating because it's been out for...
Chinny.
That's fine.
So for
trying to bring you in.
Let me just explain.
Go on, Chinny.
Because you two
what
have
did
been
you
talking
find?
and like going, this game. And
tell us what you thought when you played it.
Yeah, what do you think, Chinny?
And stuff. Let me just explain what I'm looking at here, right? I am looking at the most boring interface I've ever seen in my life. Right?
What are you talking about? There's a truck.
There's a truck, right? There's a truck in the
It's
middle.
fine.
But for the most part, there's menus and numbers and menus. So, there. If you think this game might be for you, just a little reality check.
It's not.
The only issue I had, right, because it works fine on the Steam Deck, I'm just using this touchpad as obviously to control the cursor.
See, that would probably be even easier than the mouse that I'm using.
Yeah, it is. And then left and right triggers are obviously left and right mouse clicks. So it's basically everything is menu driven with clicks of the mouse. So it's fine.
Right.
But the biggest issue I have, and this is my biggest bugbear, there's all these sort of alerts coming up on the screen to tell you stuff like such and such a body's done this. They go that fast. I'd never get a chance to read half of them.
Absolutely not. It's
I've
reached a point where I'm like, okay, just looking at I'm not even looking at who said it, just like what did they say and then what was the reaction.
I know. It's really difficult. This should just be press X or whatever, or press something to dismiss it once you've read it, because very few people can read that fast, surely.
That's true. The thing I do like is that I think the people who made this game were looking at Mass Effect and they're like, okay, you know the part where they're like riding in an elevator and people are talking based on what they've been through? Let's just make a game out of that. And that's kind of what everybody's always talking about. So, if you saw a stray dog and you gave it some food and then it barked in thanks and fucked off, 2 hours later, people are like, Fred brought up the stray dog incident, and it's like Mikey really liked the stray dog incident, so their relationship is now stronger because they reminisced about the stray dog incident. And I just think that's kind of funny.
It is. I mean, the other thing is as well, there's this upsell or barter thing as well.
I'm not any good at that.
Never worked. Yeah,
no, because when you start out, you're like 11%. It's never gonna work.
But every time you do it, you get an extra % added on. So I'm like, how many times do I have to do this before I can finally win at this? And
you get a little extra speech point. That's
you get one of those pretty much every time you do it, regardless if you fail.
Right. So it's a good idea to practice it because then you
just keep doing it.
More likely to do it next time.
Yeah, but I'm on 25 or 26 speech, and I still haven't managed to do it.
Yeah, well,
so I don't know how much you have to have.
I feel like the graphics are so basic. The writing is really legitimately funny and kind of interesting. The storylines
I'm fine with that.
Kind of curious. I think that it's such a steep learning curve, and I'm so frustrated. Like usually when I get done playing this, I'm like tense because I'm like, I have so little fuel, or I just barely made it to that town without starving to death or whatever. So it feels like you're really in a desperate state when you're playing this game, but I do feel like I'm going to be able to get to a point where like I am prospering, and I just hope that I don't give up before I get there.
It is, I mean, it's very, very similar to Keep Driving, but without all the trading stuff. So Keep Driving is like this, but funnier and more interesting characters and way more stripped back. Gotcha. So this is like a stripped back version. I mean, sorry, Keep Driving is like a stripped back version of this game. This is a way more.
And I mean, I do like the fact that when you're driving and the sun is setting, you can stop and admire the sunset, and that'll relieve some stress. That's a cool mechanic. I think that's pretty neat. So there's little things like that. I feel
I really liked it.
I am also enjoying this one. So sorry, Chinny. We like it. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Blech.
And I appreciated the gift, so it's very kind of
Yeah,
you to
you're
send it
welcome.
me. And I
No
was like,
sweat.
of course, I'll give it a go. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I am.
And everybody out there, Dustland Delivery, if you want a weird, confusing game that involves driving a big truck around, check it out.
I don't think it's that confusing, to be fair, because I don't like really complicated games, and it looks a lot, but it isn't
think
really.
Right. It looks more confusing than it is, but
Yeah,
it
it
is
does.
it is that min-max thing of like, you do have to plan out where you're going to go and what you're going to bring and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
when you
but
start
there's
setting up
only
your town,
like-
it's even more confusing.
Yeah, there's only like 3 or 4 items at most places, so you just have a look where you're going along the way and
Yeah.
where you need to buy
Right.
and sell as you're
Right.
trundling
Right.
along, as it were.
Yep.
But no, I like it. I really like it.
Yeah. Dustland Delivery.
Just land
All right.
delivery.
Chinny, what do you got
Oh, hey,
besides this game? What else have you
look,
played?
Curtis Chinny is giving you some advice here. He says maybe bottom guy should get a proper handkerchief. It's more stylish than a tissue.
I used to. Thanks, Curtis. By the way, I used to. I used to be a handkerchief kind of guy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then.
What
now
with
I'm-
your initials on? Do you have initials on?
No, I'm not that posh. But now I'm a Kleenex kind of guy. Do you know what I mean?
I don't
Got a
know.
little travel pack. I
Yeah,
can't
I
find
don't
those
know.
travel packs, man. It's really frustrating. I have bought one set of them for a
These?
while, and then
These are everywhere.
like I can't find them anywhere. They're everywhere where you are. I can't
There's
find them
another
anywhere
one.
where
We're
I
all
am.
over Chinny's office, man. They're everywhere.
I live by
I should go to
these.
Chinny's office.
Yeah.
They're great. I had some in my car, and then I went to get more, and I'm like, where have they gone?
Yeah.
See, he's got 2 packs right there.
2-pack, baby.
2 packs.
California. Yeah. So I played. I finished Blops.
Oh, fucking hell. Mind you, it's not very long,
Damn.
is it, I believe? How long did it take? About 5-6 hours.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah. I know it's meant to be relatively short.
Finished Blops.
Finished Blops. How
Did you
was
play
it then?
Blops this week, Stu?
I haven't, as it goes.
Because I told you to
I
carry
had
on with it.
better
didn't
I had better games to play.
You did.
I
Well,
did.
And I might. I didn't uninstall the
I
campaign.
will do. I will, because it don't take long to finish them, does it? They're quick.
Do we remember what I said about Blops last week?
Yes,
you said you
it's
were
the most
loving it.
varied and interesting campaign
Yeah,
in a Call
that
of
you've
Duty game
played in a long
years.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
And
I
that
said,
hold
didn't
up?
I? I did say
that's
that, didn't I?
exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I? I said that.
And
You did. You said it was
stand
amazing.
by it, or did
you were
you?
loving
Now
it.
you taking it back now?
I fucking hate levels with floating islands and weird trippy shit.
Oh,
I hate
no.
levels where
Oh,
you're in the mind and there's like floating islands
Yeah.
and like
Like
you've
that
got to
shit
get
in
this thing.
Far Cry when you're on drugs and there's
Ugh,
stuff floating
It's in
everywhere. and you don't know
Spider-Man as
what's
well.
real.
It's in.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate
Such bullshit.
those
So what's it?
levels.
What's the explanation for this? Is it that he's drugged up or she's drugged
Yes,
up?
Curtis. I am an American. I'm in Wisconsin.
The concept is you capture somebody and you've got to they're like a double agent. They're like corrupted, and you've got to
Right.
go into their mind, or like they're going into their own mind.
What? How? Is
As
it some
you
sort of
do.
machine?
Sure.
What
No,
is
like,
it?
it's like sort of therapy, I suppose. But like
What?
she's having an internal battle. You know, like Inside Out the movie, but she's having sort of like an internal battle.
What, Inside Out the movie in Blops? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's
Sort
like the
of.
numbskulls.
And then there is a sort of rogue-like element in that level
Oh,
as well.
jeez.
What the?
yes.
Why is this person jumping down the elevator shaft? There's a little thing you can use to just glide down. Are they
Great for
stupid?
audio. Great for audio.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, so yeah, the last 2 levels I did not like. Did not like.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Right.
that the end? Is it all this trippy shit?
It's close to the end. There's sort of 2 things going on at the same time at the end. One of the things that's going on is actually really good, right? I'll break the news to you, right? You know that house that you're staying in? Yeah, it gets attacked.
Uh-oh.
Right? It gets
No,
attacked.
not a
man.
chance. What are you going on about?
What are the chances?
Never.
It gets attacked. That's a good part. I like that bit. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Do you know
cool-
what though, Chinny?
Yeah,
Only 1% of players know that.
I know. Right.
Because there's so few people that play it. It's like 1% of players have found out the house gets
So
attacked.
the house gets attacked. Well, maybe more people. 1.1 now.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so your house gets attacked. That's actually a cool bit. I like that bit. That's like intense. You know what I mean? There's a lot of armies coming in, and you can set turrets down, and that's cool. I enjoyed that bit.
Okay, so is this like a Left 4 Dead end game scenario?
Sort of,
thing?
yeah, sort of. Then, but at the same time, you sort of go back and forth to this trippy level, and I just hate the trippy stuff. I hate any game that does that trippy stuff. It really puts me up. Really I throw up a little bit. I go, oh, here we go.
A bit of sick in your mouth.
Because the game does things that are trippy that isn't that. Do you know what I mean? Like, which I perfectly like accept. Like they incorporate a form of like zombies in the game because of hallucinated drugs and stuff like that. I don't mind that so much because that level was actually really interesting and different. But this, like, you're in somebody's mind and you've got to get something, and it's like islands floating around and people vanishing and demons, and I'm like, I've seen it. I hate this stuff.
I think it's all right if you can buy into it. If you can't buy into it, you just hate it.
You've seen it so much now. It's like quick time events. Everybody hated them after a while because you saw them. People were impressed by them at first, but no one seems to be that bothered about these. It's just me. I don't know why.
Mike, I'm going to call you Mike at this point because I don't think anybody's ever been impressed with quick time events.
I was never impressed by them, but I think I remember the first time there was this epic fight with a big creature, and I didn't have to worry about like where I was going to grab it, or you know what I mean? Like it was just a button on the screen. I was relieved that it was a quick time.
No, I think when they first came out, you know,
I don't think I've ever been impressed by them.
No, with like Fahrenheit and God of War, the early God of Wars, I think people was like, "Oh my god, this is the solution to cinematic video games," and everybody got really bored of them. Floaty island trippy levels when you're in somebody's mind. I want to put them in room 101. I want to shoot them in the fucking head. I hate them. I hate them so much. And they're in a lot of video games. They're in a lot. Like, a lot of video games that I like, you know, and hate them. So boring. But there's a level that is basically Ocean's 11, right?
Nice.
And
I think you mentioned that last week.
It is fantastic. It is a great level. Brilliant.
Yay.
So let me ask you this. Mike. You quite liked Alan Wake 2, and let's be honest, that whole fucking game's a trippy level in a video game.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, but like I suppose it's not like floating islands everywhere.
No, there's no floating islands, but there is some trippy shit going down.
That's true, but that is the game, though, isn't it?
It is the whole game.
You knew what you were getting, and you didn't.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into.
Call of Duty didn't necessarily say, "Hey, this is going to be a weird trip into someone's brain."
And I did say, to be fair, I prefer Saga Anderson's.
Yeah, the less trippy sections of the game.
Alan Wake, but I think the reason why I do like Alan Wake's bit as well is like. You're not on floaty islands. You're in like this kind of square.
These floaty islands are the thing that's really doing your head.
The floaty islands are the issue here.
Yeah, I don't know.
They are annoying.
I suppose I hate it when a game is based in reality.
Yeah.
And then it's always like in the mind. I was like, my mind doesn't work like that. There is no floaty islands in my mind.
That's what you think. Wait until we inject you with this.
Yeah, you wait and see.
So I think because Alan Wake from the gunshot start is like this game is bonkers, right? This is a game where this is a universe where I've fought a tractor, right? So there's not a lot going to really like put me off.
That is true. That is true.
And you said I'll take a sequel to that game.
I'll take a sequel to that. So, but in Call of Duty, and look, there are hold on,
Black Ops has a history of like fucking with your perception of reality.
I can accept having, because the level where you get trippy and you start seeing zombies, that's like a gas that you get released into you, and you start. And I'm like, people have hallucinations in real life. Of course. I mean, it's a bit
especially when Scarecrow shows up.
But for me, it's just
eat a few, magic mushrooms and you're away.
Yeah.
For me, when I see like just a level where it's like in someone's mind and you're just floating around and like it's all abstract and weird, I'm like, but you see that a lot in realistic video games as well. You know what I mean? Like that happens a lot there. I hate that stuff. Other thing I hate, and this is just a random rant now, not to do with Call of Duty.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have to sniff 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh my
Dude,
God.
mute your mic.
Jesus Christ.
That
is
Yeah,
disgusting.
I did mute it, by the way. Um,
Disgusting.
I was pretending like you didn't.
Another thing that bothers me in video games: fucking work it out, right? Mirrors, right? Mirrors.
Like the fact that you can't see yourself in the mirror.
Or if you want to be American about it, mirror, right?
Mirrors.
Dead Rising, the original Dead Rising in 2006, did mirrors.
Yeah, they did.
The remake on the Wii did mirrors.
Mirrors. It had mirrors. You could see
Nintendo
yourself. You could see
64,
yourself.
Mario 64 could do mirrors. Alan Wake 2 does not do mirrors.
No, it doesn't.
House Flipper 2 does not do mirrors.
House Flipper 2 does not. Not on my list, but
It's because
let's put it in there anyway.
I'm
they
sharing
can't
the
be
news.
bothered to program all that shit in, can they? I suppose.
It doesn't
can't
feel
be
like it's a
bothered.
lot to program. Like
You
it's
wouldn't
just
think
take
so.
whatever
Whenever
you see
I
here and
see
just reverse
a
it.
game that shortcuts the mirror, I'm like, you lazy
Yeah.
bastards. Because
You see, do you
Alan
know what I
Wake 2
remember?
has infinite money, right? They
Yeah,
they were shitting money. They were wiping their arse with money.
But people
right?
didn't come there looking for like realistic graphics. They came there looking for clouds of fog
No.
that turn you into pigs.
Alan Wake is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah, but-
it does like a halfway house with mirrors. It sort of does it, but doesn't quite do it. It's a bit of a cheat.
People are trying to get over drug addiction. Like what? Halfway house.
The
You mean like they did it halfway?
yeah, the
okay.
best video game with mirrors. No question.
Okay.
No question. Right?
Is it Dead
Okay,
Space?
I'm ready. I'm
No
ready.
question.
I don't think Dead Space had mirrors, to be fair.
I thought there was some that you do see
I don't
something
think
in
it
there.
did.
Oh
I
no,
don't-
wasn't it Quake or Quake 4 or something? Anyway,
Okay,
go on,
Quake
Shinny.
4
What's the
probably had
best game
mirrors.
ever?
Go on. What's the best one?
I forgot. Oh no, I'm getting it. I'm coming back. I got it.
Here, wait.
I got it.
This
I
gives
got
me
it.
this gives me a
Down, I
chance to
can't
play
remember.
this new sound clip. Here we go.
Don't worry about getting to your point. I'm going to live forever.
Brilliant.
I thought I'd use that on Stu.
The best game with mirrors, right?
Go on,
The shock
go on,
yet
go on.
is Hitman, the modern Hitman.
Hitman.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because you have to see yourself looking all sharp.
No, because I was sneaking up on a guy in the toilet, right, to kill him, and he fucking saw me in the mirror,
In the mirror. Wow.
and I was like,
that's
"What
brilliant.
the fuck? I never
Ah,
even
holy
thought of that."
shit. This is a
That-
video
that's-
game. Nobody
yeah.
sees
No,
anybody
but
in the mirror.
That is the simplest thing, isn't it? It's like, of course
Ah,
you would
that's
see me in the mirror.
brilliant.
And I was like,
That's
fuck,
brilliant.
he saw me in the mirror. I never thought of it.
That's
But
awesome.
weren't you
Very
upon
clever.
him in that moment? Like, how did he see you? Like, weren't you real near him? And then you just
No,
stabbed
he
him in
saw
the
me.
face?
He saw me, dude, because I've got a bright bald head and a fucking piano wire in my hand.
I know, but
And a-
aren't you
and a
like
clown
5
nose,
feet
probably.
away from him, and then you just go and get at him?
And I'm creeping behind him, and he looked around and went, "What the fuck is that?" Through the mirror.
Okay.
That's
Fair enough.
brilliant.
It's a big mirror.
Do you know one of my favourite things of Dead Rising was the original one?
That it
And
had
it
a
wasn't
mirror
the
that
mirrors.
worked. Oh
No,
yeah.
it
By
wasn't
the
the
way,
mirrors.
Dead Rising, the remake, the new one,
Yeah.
mirror doesn't work.
Does it not? I've not noticed yet.
There's
But
too much work to remake the mirror.
So the
But-
remake mirror does not work.
It's worse. Do you know what my favourite thing about the original Dead Rising? Because you used to have to start over the game quite a lot to get your XP or whatever it was high enough to progress through the story. And whatever ridiculous costume you had on, be it a dress or a clown outfit or whatever it was, that's what the opening cutscene would have you wearing,
Yeah, yeah.
obviously. And it was just brilliant because it's just like, to even do that, you know what I mean? To make the game knows.
yeah, but
what
wouldn't you
you're
want to
wearing
look
when
at
you-
yourself in the mirror wearing that crazy outfit, though?
Yeah, you could do it. You can't now.
Yeah.
Can't now.
I'm googling best
mirrors.
mirrors in video games.
No, the one I remember. Do you remember the order? Was it the order 1664 or 1864, or whatever it was called?
It was 1886.
1886, yeah.
I knew it was something like that. Anyway, that was touted as this game with the most amazing graphics, and it was going to blow your cock off because it was so impressive.
That does not sound pleasant.
Mirrors, there were none. I remember distinctly making a comment about it that it was this game that was meant to be the best thing since sliced bread, and couldn't even fucking get a mirror to work in the game.
A mirror.
The fucking
Mario
mirror.
64 had a mirror.
There you go. That's how far they
And in
go
the mirror,
back.
you could see the cameraman in the cloud around Mario going, look, it's a real camera.
Nice.
They did it back
Cool.
then in the 90s. They can do it.
And they broke the fourth wall whilst they were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, come on, sort it out. Sort it out.
Yeah,
right.
come on.
End of
people.
rant. Sorry, I just had to get that out.
Okay,
glad
so
you got
Black
that off
Ops
your
6
chest.
is a thumbs up then?
I don't know. I can't tell now, to be honest.
It's yeah, I think it's a thumbs up. Yeah, I mean it's a thumbs
Okay.
up. It's still a good game, but maybe that bothers me more than more people. Like, I don't know. Most people probably won't give.
Well,
a shit.
I mean, if you're annoyed by the final level, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth at the end of the game.
Yeah,
It is.
No,
It
it was
is.
still fun though. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about a little bit about a game that I played about 3 weeks ago, and I keep on not talking about it
Oh my goodness.
because we just haven't had time. And I'm like, oh, I need to move on, so I'll save that till next week. And I've done that probably 3 weeks on the trot now.
Talk
because
about it now.
Because I played this in the demos, the demos week for Steam, whenever that was.
Next Fest.
Next Fest. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I need to talk about that. Which is a game, and I think Chinny will like this. I do think he'll actually quite like this game. And it's called The Precinct.
Okay.
So it's called The Precinct, and it's kind of an isometric GTA. So it's like the very early GTA games, but you're the police as opposed to the thugs. So you play as the police. Now, I think the reason Chinny would like this game, apart from anything else, is that you can play as a bent copper. So if you want to do dodgy shit,
What are you suggesting, Stu? You don't.
I know. Well, I know you're into that stuff. I'm just, I know what you're
He's
into. I know
suggesting
what-
you decided to blow up an entire city in Fallout 3 because a rich man
Exactly.
told you
Which
to.
contain children.
You're never gonna be.
Don't forget about the children I killed.
But you have got to be careful because if there's witnesses around, right?
Of course. I mean, that's the standard 101 when being a bent cop.
That's why you
If
need a
there's
mirror so you can
witnesses.
see who's behind
Yeah,
you
you
witnessing.
You've got to play by the book. So like, there's a bit where you have to go to a bank robbery.
Oh dear.
But as soon as anyone puts their hands up and drops a weapon, you if you shoot them after that, you fail. Because it's like,
Stand by. Sorry.
yeah,
Hit the wrong button.
shoot that, you fail because obviously they were surrendering and you decided to shoot them anyway. Well, you can't do that. You got to play by the book. But then in other scenes, if you're just on your own and do something, obviously, and there's no one to witness what you're doing, you can kind of get away with some stuff. But I kind of like this. It looks amazing. It plays pretty well, but it is a bit. I don't know. There's some bits of it where I was like, "That's not right." Because towards the end, one of the missions they give you, right, you're just like a rookie cop in this new precinct, so you have to do stuff. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, you need to go and fly that." Oh yeah, it lets you run everybody over, by the way, as well, so you can run all the
running people
pedestrians down.
over.
He goes, God, yeah, maybe you need to take the chopper, so you're suddenly a helicopter pilot.
Nice.
That's not how things work, is
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah, yeah.
So you have to.
I love this game where you can drive over people. Stu, it's like, you shouldn't be allowed to drive a helicopter if you haven't had proper training.
So you can do this like massive chase scene at the end where you're trying to catch this criminal, and you've got to get the spotlight on him, and you can deploy like extra units. Once you track where he is, you can deploy extra units. You can get stingers, so you can get him to do like roadblocks.
Yeah.
And it was really pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I think the demo is still available on Steam, so if you want to give this a go, I think you still can.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a good looking game.
It's really good. And you have to do when you book someone, you have to take them back to the station and book them in and everything and put the evidence in the evidence locker. So it is quite simmy in some respects.
Yeah, installing demo now.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. It's pretty good.
I'll be the judge if I like it.
It is voice acted, so there is voice acting and everything.
Oh, forget it. Never mind.
I know. It's slightly ropey. It's not the best voice acting in the world. And it's weird when it does like where everyone's talking, it's just like these cutouts, if you will, of the people, and they just move slightly forward as they speak. There's no animation or anything.
Fine. I don't care about that. I want to know if this car you're pursuing ever stops because it's got smoke coming out of it. It's crashing into everything. If that happens to my car when I'm playing these games, it's mission over, start again. This person can crash into 900 things and they just keep on going. They happen to have a very well protected truck.
Yeah. And it takes some stuff. But what's the amount of stuff you can do is ridiculous. So you can go and do like parking meters. So you go and check them, see people and ticket cars.
All right.
So there's like there's so much stuff you can do, and there's like a list of all these crimes that might get committed that you have to watch out for. And it's a bit like people graffitiing. So if you catch someone with a spray can, you obviously give them a misdemeanor.
Can I go over them and like be like, all right, your S's are cool, but these arrows at the end of your words suck, man. You need to step your art game up, buddy.
But the point is, it's very detailed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you can do in it. You know what I mean? It's not just your regular, just like main story missions. You generally do policing. You know, you've got to go and police the city, sort of thing.
Cool.
So definite recommendation. You know, like I say, I've been meaning to talk about this for 3 weeks. So there you go.
Yeah, now you are.
Yeah, the Precinct. Give it a go. The demo's available. It's pretty good. I have no idea.
Games.
Not a clue.
What Fallen Tree Games made? They made a whole bunch of American Fugitive. They made a criminal game. Now they made a cop game. Swapperoo looks like a puzzle game that they made. Quell Reflect. What the fuck? High Rise Heroes. Word Challenge. They made a bunch of weird ass games, man.
Well, this maybe is the pinnacle of what they've been making.
I guess so.
So maybe they did all that stuff to fund this game.
BRB.
Well, it looks like American Fugitive was
I'll be right back.
Okay, Chinny's going to be right back. We're going to keep talking about this game.
No, what have you played anything else, Duke? Have you got else?
Yes. I've been playing Rocket League. And
okay.
New World Eternum. And Once Human. I've really been diving back into Once Human. And I'll tell you this about Once Human. I do not fucking get the goddamn blueprints in this game. It's so confusing. It's so weird. It's like you have to you get these blueprint scraps, and if you get enough of them, you can fuse them together into the gun. But like, I could swear I have enough blueprint scraps for this particular gun I'm trying to make, and it just won't do it. And I can't fuse it. And I'm like, what is going on? Why can't I fuse the blueprint scraps? And it's such a weird, long, roundabout way of, and the reason they do it is because they want to keep you coming back. It's like a loot crate without a loot crate. You know what I mean? Like, you can grind it, but it's just, like, I've reached a point where I don't even really care because I don't need this gun. You know what I mean? I have a really good gun that electrocutes people. And that's a good gun, you know what I mean? Because you run around, you shoot people, and they go, and that's very satisfying. And I have a sniper rifle that'll take you out, and I got this cool skin for my sniper rifle. It's called Portal, and it looks like it's made by, you know, Aperture Science. So it's a really cool looking sniper rifle, and it'll drop people. You get 2 headshots, they're done. So it's very satisfying to sit up on a roof and just pow, pow, pow. But there's something about the fact that I can't have this other gun that makes me really want it. And I watched a 20-minute video that was explaining about blueprint scraps, and I was just like, I still don't get it.
No, I think it's not even the gun you want. You just want to. You just can't accept you can't do it.
The thing I can't accept is I can't figure out what the fuck I need to do.
That's what I mean.
If I knew what I needed to do, and then I could go do it, that would be one thing. But it's like you get all these scraps for different, because there's different kinds of guns. There's pistols, there's submachine guns, there's assault rifles, there's sniper rifles, there's light machine guns. You know, the standard thing in any game. But then there's different families of guns. So like there's the Huntsman guns, there's the Barracuda family, there's there's the Predator. And then like there's different effects. So that some of them set people on fire, some of them electrocute people, some of them freeze people. And it's just like, I want gun that you shoot and thing dies. Like that's all I want. Like what the fuck, man?
Can I just say thank you for reminding me why I don't play these types of games.
But that's the thing is that like the main gameplay loop is so satisfying. Making my little base is so nice. I got this enormous cat that comes around. I can pet it. It's very cute. So I love everything about the game except
definitely
the
not
blueprints.
convincing me. That's not convincing me.
I'm not trying to convince you.
It's a good job because you're putting me off more and more every time you speak.
That's fine. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. And like, I know that the high level gear comes with doing the high level stuff. Now, here's the thing. I had an experience in Once Human this week that I never had before. I was getting to I went to basically when it's time to fight a boss, you go to this building and you can see if there's people around there, like they're probably going to fight the boss as well. So I was like, hey, guys near the boss fight, you want to do the boss fight together? And usually people are like, fuck off, we're in a clan, like, yeah, kiss my ass. But this guy was like, yeah, let's do it. So we teamed up and we went in, and like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So I was actually the person taking the lead on the boss fight, and we won the boss fight. And it tells you like what % damage that was done that you did. And normally when I'm in any group with other people, like I'm so underpowered and I've done like 10% of the damage. This time I did 75% of the damage. I was like, damn, I ruled. Thank God I was there. He would have been dead instantly. So that was interesting.
So you're the man.
I was the man.
You're the man.
I'm so tired of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit.
Sorry, we can't show you these games, people, but our person ran away.
He's disappeared. Who knows?
Yeah. Fortunately, he left his Trump chair facing the screen.
Yeah, he did. Yes, I'm going to talk, which is going to make Jason very happy.
You're talking about Pentiment?
Because I've been playing. I was like, do you know what? I like a good game with a good story.
Well, and then there's also Pentiment.
Well, and then Jason kept banging on about Pentiment, how amazing the story was, how amazing how amazing the characters are, and it's just amazing, and it's just brilliant. So I thought I better play this. I'm going to play this game. I'm going to put some serious time in because I did play it. I dabbled.
Go ahead and tell us what you think, and then you can go back and talk about the process of playing it.
I dabbled a little bit, but Pentiment, don't know what to think about it. If I'm being totally honest, it's just such a weird setup. It's just so
weird. A weird setup
because it's classified as an RPG.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel anything like an RPG.
Well, it certainly isn't a sword and sorcery RPG. It's a wander around and copy Bibles RPG.
And talk to people RPG.
It's a talk to people RPG. It's more a point and click game, basically.
Yeah, there's no real, even the there's no real puzzles I've come across.
There's a lot of clicking. How about this? There's a lot of clicking, but really, there's not much of a point. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
wow, is very nice.
But that all being said, there is a certain charm about it because
there's a certain charm about it. I can't argue that.
Because graphically, it's super impressive. I love how everything works.
It's got a certain visual consistency, and they really went in deep on the gilded pages and the lettering and all
even down to when the text is being written, because the text gets written in as you're sort of playing the game, but they'll make a typo, so they'll, like I say, a typo, it's not a typo I suppose, but they'll spell a word wrong and then it'll be like, and they'll rub it out and then spell it the right way, you know. They're like, it's like the story's being written as you're playing it, and it's kind of an interesting concept, and I kind of like that. And each character has their own text and font. So that's kind of cool. So
well, it's not each. I don't think it's each character, but each level of society. So if they're very learned, then they have a certain font.
They have a really posh font.
Yeah, if they're a commoner, then it's like
if they're arty, it's all scrolly and really fancy looking.
Yeah, I respect that absolutely.
I think there's a lot of thought gone into the design of this game. You know, when they were because let's be honest, these are the guys who made Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
So for this, like if you put this next to Fallout New Vegas, it couldn't be any more different. It's just like.
Agreed.
You would think this had come from some indie developer somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
You know, when you're playing it, it's so unique and it's so interesting the way they've done it. And I kind of like it. I kind of like the way the day goes, and it's like, oh, you need to go and work. So you go and draw, and then some shit will go down, and you'll have an argument with Fred across the way because you didn't like how he was illustrating his book or whatever. And it's... And there's a lot of political shit going on.
Yes.
There's lots of political, because there's a baron comes along and he's like, oh, I gave him this project to do for me a year ago, so I've come to see how it's getting on. Yeah. And then they're all like, fuck, we haven't done it. Oh my God.
Where's my shit? I'll kick your ass.
We've barely done anything. Oh my God. And then he invites you to and then he's like, oh, and you get chatting to you get off he gets off his horse and he goes, I'll walk with you up to the monastery and we'll have a chat. And he's just chatting and you get to know him a little bit. And then he's kind of interesting because you get up and he's like using first name terms with you and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get up to the monastery and then he comes in a bit later in the monastery and it's like, how are you going to address him? Are you going to address him my lord? Are you going to address him by his name? So I just use his name and he's like, I think you'll find it's my lord. You know, so So it was fine when you were on your own together, but obviously in front of other people, he's pulling rank straight away, and he's like, "No, don't think so." So
Yeah.
I kind of like all this, like, and then he's like, "Actually, you're shit. I want him to do it because I like him,
Right.
and I don't like you." So you have
Yeah.
all that sort of conversation. Then he's like, "And why don't you come to dinner and sit on the, the head monk's table with us?"
Right.
And they're obviously that's a definite no-no, and they're all like, "What the fuck?" So you go and sit at the head table, and then he starts asking you your opinions on all this political stuff to do with religion and all this stuff, and it's an absolute minefield. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I was just so I started engaging in a conversation. Then the chief monk's like, "Whoa, this stops right now. We're not having this
Chinny, put
conversation."
Pentiment on the screen.
And honestly, it's just I really like all the sort of like what is the best way to deal with this scenario,
Right.
and it chucks a lot of that shit at you, and it's just like this is going down. This is the information you've got. Make the best decision you can, and I kind of like it. And then it turned out I'd made the worst decision, and then when he'd gone, I got told off, and and
See,
the monk's like,
I feel like if they're gonna make me make a decision in a video game, I need to have a lot of information in order to make it right. Because otherwise, it's like I might as well flip a fucking coin, man.
Well, no, I don't know. I think it gives you enough information, but it's how willing you are to push the line, you know what I mean? And see how
there's
what you
that.
can get away with rather than because you're not supposed to be engaging with him in conversation because the monks have kind of told you that. So
that's what they told me, but you know what? I'm my own man, which is not what you're supposed to be doing in 13th century Germany. I know.
Exactly.
I went to looking for my notes back in the day when I played this. This was episode 741 when I played it. If people want to go back and listen to me, I really like the glossary. They have all this. You can go find information about history and art and all these things. But my final, and I said there were some interesting reflections on art, like what's the nature of an illustrated manuscript and what are you supposed to include in the images you draw and all this other stuff. And then my final comment was, is it too interesting to be boring or vice versa? And I don't think I ever made a decision about that. So
I do get where you're coming from, but I am intrigued. I like,
it's cool.
I like where it's going. I think it's really interesting. I think the characters themselves are all really interesting. Yeah. And they've all got their own little personalities and stuff, and I really like that about it. And I like that, like you're living in a bit of a hovel with this family, and then
in the fucking clip art Microsoft is this?
This is made by the people who made Fallout New Vegas, Chinny.
Believe it or not.
Good.
This is the game that Jason Gallagher insisted that we play, and now 2/3 of us have played it.
You couldn't have gave me a bigger red flag.
You didn't like New Vegas?
And there's a lot. Whoa. Can I just say, there's a lot of reading to be done. I mean, this is literally all reading.
Like you can't tell, right?
That's what books are for.
Well, this is a book.
If I want to read, I go to school.
This literally is a book.
Then why are we talking about it then?
Because that's what you play. You're playing inside of a book in a video
game. Talk about it on your book podcast.
It's amazing. No, I think it's really good. I really like it.
What you've been reading.
Yeah. I don't know how much of an RPG. I mean, I have had quests, so I have been given quests to do. And
there's quests.
And there was some weird shit when I was walking back after my first day's work, and there was a ghost jumped across the viaduct.
Holy fuck!
And then there's this guy, like random dude there, and I'm like, "Did you see that?" And he's like, "See what?" I'm like, and then there's like the ghost, and he's like, "Oh, maybe." I was just like, "Okay."
That's my grandfather.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's some weird stuff going on. Who knows what's happening? But I liked how he built your character. That was kind of cool. Because he's kind of built your character as you went along. When you sort of met up with someone, something had happened, and it'd be like, "What's your thoughts on this?
Where did you spend the last 2 years or whatever?" And you get
where did you do where did you do your university? Where did you go to university and stuff like that? And each one of them adds different things, like different traits to your character.
Yeah. Right.
I liked a lot. I liked a lot about this game. I really, I mean, artistically, it just looks great. Really, really well done.
Visuals, I agree. Now, here's the question, Stu. Do the mirrors work?
I don't know yet. I haven't come across one.
I don't think there are mirrors in this game, though.
No, I don't think there are.
There should be a water. You should be able to look at yourself in the water.
When were mirrors invented?
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, people have used looking glasses for a very long time, but history of
8,000
mirrors.
years ago.
The
There you
history
go.
of the mirror.
This is
The
water.
Bien in stock furniture library. Oh, the Van Eyck painting has a mirror in it, doesn't it? Mirrors were used by the ancient Egyptians as early as 2900 BCE. These were made of polished bronze shaped into flat, round discs.
This is not
So
good
there you go.
enough. I want a date.
Well, I hate to tell you, we don't very usually get dates of the
A
first
long
thing
time
ever to
ago.
appear.
I want
Yeah.
dates and I want a name.
Last year was the first mirror ever created. How's that?
Right, there we go.
Fred
There you go.
is the one who made it. There's you got your date and your name.
Fred Mirror.
Fred Mirror, 2023.
But
So,
yes,
Stu, anything else about Pentiment? That you
No,
wanna
I
say?
really like it. I'm obviously
Okay.
going to keep on playing it.
Yes, and Chinny, I can tell, is dying to play this as well. It's on Game Pass, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Game
so you can
Pass.
play it for free, Chinny.
Play
You
for
already have
free.
Game
Oh,
Pass.
wow.
Why would you not play it?
Yeah, why would you not?
Wow. It looks like an educational game. that
It
the
is an
school-
educational
that
game.
the school wouldn't force me to play.
It is. It's all about
If you
education.
took a medieval history
Back
class,
in
you can get extra credit for
2001.
playing this.
Back in 2001.
Graphics are more sophisticated than 2001.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Not the actual drawings, but like the interplay of.
That's
the
all I'm
things.
seeing.
Okay.
No, I mean, there's a lot of little details
Lots of
like
details,
birds,
clever
Did you see the
butterflies.
ghost on the aqueduct? Come on.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
ghosts on
cloud.
the
Have any
aqueduct.
aqueduct ghosts back in
There's
2001?
a cloud in the background.
There's a lot. There's more
Weren't
going
y'all
on
telling
than
me
you'd
there's like a
imagine.
shadow last week? Oh,
Yeah.
look, there's a shadow going
There's
across
a hand
the
with
thing.
a really long index finger. Like, oh, wow.
It's the thing longer from Futurama.
There is. There is.
All right, what's
really
next?
like- Look, Jason will be pleased to know I like it.
Yes, he will. Thank you,
He will.
Jason, and thank you for giving Jason.
You've
some
nothing else
love.
to talk about game wise.
I mean, I played the game we all said we were going to play this week, but
Yeah,
not
but we
everybody
can't
played
talk about
so-
that, can we now?
Yeah.
Because of
The only other
me.
thing I played was a fan-made game. So this is made by a fan, called The Booze of Monkey Island.
Okay.
The Booze of Monkey Island. We
The
played the Curse
Booze.
of Monkey Island. We played
Yep.
Return to Monkey Island.
Yep.
Now we got the Booze of Monkey Island. This is about a
So-
ghost going
so
boo.
This is totally free, so it's a nice point of entry. It's on itch.io. I don't know how long it's going.
F-R-E-E, free, no charge.
I always say itch. It probably isn't itch, is it? I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's on there at the moment. How long that'll last? Because there could be, cease and desist, take this down because obviously it's infringing on copyright, etc., etc. But fans of the game have made their own little version of it. It's about 2 hours long, called The Booze of Monkey Island. And Guybrush has an unfortunate incident with his boat getting all smashed up, and you have to take a detour to an island.
Was he
I think
wrecked?
it's Booty Island. Yeah, he's wrecked. He was wrecked,
Shipwrecked and drunk.
shipwrecked, and drunk. I think it's Booty Island.
Nice.
To get his boat fixed. So you have to get his boat fixed up so you can carry on, tracking down LeChuck. And it's just cool. It's kind of cool. Obviously, there's no voice acting in this. There is in the newest one, but there's none in this. It's like the old days, all text. And yeah, it's pretty good so far. It looks, considering someone's obviously just drawn this themselves and they're not Ron Gilbert. Is it Ron Gilbert?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. So they've just done their own thing and sort of said, yeah, I'm going to make my own Monkey Island game. And it looks like a Monkey Island game. So there you go.
Cool.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You can tell it's not professional. Some of the dialogue's not as well written or as funny. It doesn't always hit, with the jokes. But it's all right for a knockoff Monkey Island game. It's fine so far.
Mm.
And like I said, they've spent a lot of time to make it look right.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks like a
It
real
does.
game.
Yeah.
It does. It does. So there you go.
Nice.
So
There
if
you
you want
go.
to play it, you can do it. Just Google The Booze of Monkey Island. It's totally free to play. And that's it.
Cool.
There you
All
go.
right. There you
And
go.
that's it. I think we're on to emails because I think that's it for what we're bumping.
We've got news. The
Oh,
name
we've
of the
got news.
episode is We've Got News.
Oh, we've got news. Oh my god.
Putting news first.
Yes, we have news. I can't believe I didn't see this before. Maybe y'all tried to talk about it, but I wasn't paying attention. Sorry
It's
if that's the case.
possible.
Steam gives you these updates at the top of your library. It's like, hey, Destiny 2 got an update, and you're always like, who gives a shit? But No Man's Sky had an update recently that was like, we've added all this new shit, because they're always adding new shit. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then at the bottom, it's like, don't forget to wish list this new game that's coming out. And I was like, what new game? And I clicked on it, and I saw a trailer from 11 months ago. How did I not see this 11 months ago?
Yeah, we have talked about this.
Oh my God,
ago.
Light No Fire. Like No Man's Sky, but it's a fantasy world. Oh,
Yeah.
I am in. This looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a four-player co-op, isn't it? You
Fuck
can
that
play
shit. I'm playing it by myself. I don't do 4-player co-op. Solo, baby. Oh, it looks so good. I can't wait. Give me. I want it now. Shut up and take my money.
I can't believe you've
What's it called?
You not heard about
Light
this.
No Fire. It's linked in the thing.
Oh, sorry.
It was at some E3 or whatever it was, Xbox Showcase or
Oh,
whatever
it
the
looks
hell
so
they have
good.
these days.
I'm really excited for this. It's been. I can't remember the last game I was actually excited for.
It looks all right. I mean, I must admit, I did look at this at the time,
Looks
but
so
then I'm
much
like,
better than all right. Come on.
and then I'm like, MMO, crafting and building.
Yeah,
fuck that
crafting
shit.
MMO. That's what's up.
Just stick that shit up your
All right,
ass.
dude, you're on the wrong side of history. You'd like a game where it's in the medieval era and you just sit and talk about the political impact of the church.
Yeah, but I don't have to craft any shit, do I?
You have to read forever.
Well,
This game
that's
doesn't have
true.
any reading, at least. So.
True, I
Anyway,
guess.
I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. Light No Fire. Woo!
Yeah,
That's
it
the
looks
news.
all right. It looks all right. There is some
Okay.
other news. There is some other news.
Ooh, other news. Go
Yeah.
on.
You know, GeForce Now. Do you know about this, or you remember this?
Is this from NVIDIA?
Yeah. So Nvidia have this service, I guess you call it, called GeForce Now, where you use a remote graphics card, so you don't have to buy a fancy old graphics card for your PC. You can kind of just rent one in the cloud.
Okay.
And it works with virtually all your games, and it sort of runs them remotely. It does this really weird shit where you pick the game in your library, but they've obviously got a copy on their library, and you can pick what standard of graphics card you want. So you can say like, oh, I want to. So if you pay the old whistles and bells and pay $20 a month, you can have like a 4090 graphics card. So it's like, but you don't have to actually own a PC with one in there. You just pay $20 a month, and you get one basically. Now, up till now, if you had there's two tiers. There's like I can't remember what they're called now, but there's like a performance tier and then like an old bells and whistles tier, one above that. So the performance tier is $9, like $9.99, so just under $10, and the all singing and dancing is $20 a month. And yeah, up to now it's been unlimited. Like you can just play for as long as you like. Once you're logged in, you're on, and you just play. They've decided that that's a bit too generous.
Okay.
So now for your $20 a month, you can only play 100 hours a month of video games.
Oof.
And 100 hours a month in the $9.99 tier as well. So it's 100 hours. And the difference between the tiers is a standard of graphics card where you can do 4K or just 1080p or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't worry. If you want extra time, you can buy it.
Of course you can.
On top of your subscription of $9.99 or $19.99, you can which is weird. The weirdest thing I read about this, and I don't know how true this is, if you pay the $9.99, you pay $2.99 for an extra 15 hours, right?
Yeah.
And if you're on the $19.99, you've got to pay $5.99 for an extra 15 hours. And I'm like, that can't be right, can it? So if you pay more already, you have to pay more for your extra 15 hours. Now, I'm guessing that's because it's a higher, like on a higher graphics card.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're doing that because you're already in the like top tier and you're paying for the extra quality. So you've still got to pay the extra for the extra 15 hours on top. Yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck? So yeah, so if you're a GeForce Now subscriber, you may or may not be aware of this already, but you probably are.
You're getting fucked, people.
You're gonna get fucked, basically. I used this very early on when I got into the beta for this, and it worked all right. It was fine, but that's a long time ago. So I'm assuming it works really well. But again, it's totally reliant on you having a really good internet connection to make this work. I'm guessing.
Right.
So there you go. I thought that was a little bit of news that I read today. And I was
Yeah.
like, huh,
There's some
interesting.
news for you people. You're welcome.
We don't normally do
Hi,
news.
Tainted Brain. Have a
I
good,
got
have a good
some
day at work.
news. I got some news.
Oh, you
What's
can't believe
that?
it. Chinny's got some as well. Go on.
We all got news.
Star Wars Outlaws. Remember that game?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah,
That, yeah,
I wanna
nobody.
play
But who's playing that game is the question.
So it released, didn't it?
Yeah,
But
it
only
released.
on Ubisoft, and it was crazy expensive.
So why has it got a new creative director then?
Really? Because games don't just drop now. Now that when it comes out, it's 1.0, but then they're going to keep working on it for 10 years. Look at No Man's Sky.
Yeah. So there's a new creative director assigned to Star Wars Outlaws.
Interesting.
And the director promises big changes after disappointing sales.
Oh yeah,
Changes
it's been shit. No, I don't know. I don't know anybody who's played this.
The first key area that they're going to improve on the game is combat. Now, I've seen a little bit of Star Wars Outlaws, and combat is a large part of the fucking game. The second key area is stealth. Guess what also is a large part of the fucking game? Stealth.
Yeah,
I'm now less interested in it if there's stealth. Fuck
A
stealth.
third key area is character controls. Guess what? You control the character a fucking lot in that game. So they're basically
bad?
remaking the game to make it better. So that's news.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not shocked because it was terrible, wasn't it? It's
Well, I
barely...
didn't play it, Stu, so I don't cast.
No. I mean, it was. I don't mean it was terrible. It was a terrible.
No,
launch.
he saw some things on the internet where people said it was terrible.
Other
Yeah,
people
and
said
it was a
that
terrible
it was
launch. It was
sort
terrible
of
launch.
tedious and hard to
Yes.
control. I
That's
don't
what
know.
people say about every Ubisoft game now.
Yeah,
so I
but do you
don't
know what?
trust
You
it.
can't charge a fucking ridiculous amount of money for
Well,
something that's shit.
Well, we don't know that it's shit so much as it is tedious, but I don't mind tedium.
Some people
so
like
for
it.
me, it may not be shit. Right.
Some people
I'm
have
still
played.
keen to play this.
Some people have played Star Wars Outlaws and they're satisfied.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying: you can't polish a turd. So let's see what happens.
Yes.
But
Well,
you
I think
can-
we're all curious to see what happens.
Stu, but you can roll it in glitter.
You can, but it's still a turd.
Still a turd.
It's still a turd.
But it looks
Whatever
a
you
bit
do
nicer
here,
though, doesn't it?
It does look a bit nicer, but it's still a turd.
I mean, I'd have a look at a turd rolling glitter. I'd see that.
Well, I guess, but still a turd, isn't
Still
it?
a turd.
Right.
It's not
Okay.
on Steam,
Let's.
so I can't tell you about the Steam.
No, it isn't because
reviews.
it's on Ubisoft. We just mentioned
Yeah, I did. I just didn't know. Anyway,
that. Hey,
You did
let's-
do that, dude.
I thought in the last 3 minutes it came onto Steam.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, just
Yeah, it did.
announced. Just announced.
They've just released it on Steam in the
Brilliant
last
stuff.
5 seconds. Okay.
Yes,
We're on the ball. We're on the ball.
We are. We know
Yeah, we
our
are.
shit.
That's
Let's do
right.
some emails talking of shit. Let's do some.
A light no fire. It's only Ubisoft.
Whoa, that ruled.
Can I just say, by the way, me saying talking of shit, let's do the email. I'm not suggesting the emails are shit. Although we have got one off Jason. Okay.
Oh my good lord.
Please don't touch my floppy cock.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with friend of the show, one of my favorite people in the
Yeah,
world,
here we go. Here we go.
the lovely, delectable
Kiss ass.
Amar Parvez. Just
Oh,
saying,
oh,
I'm just
oh,
saying,
oh.
Amar.
Yay, Amar.
You didn't think I was going to say Jason, did you, there for a second? God. What's the matter with you?
Jason writes in every week. Be nice.
All right. Anyway, Amar says, good day, veterans.
What up?
G'day.
G'day.
How are you all? Well, I'm fine. How are you two?
Well, you know how I am because he feels the same way.
Well,
So,
Anyway, let's move on.
solidarity, Bo.
Move on.
Can't say the
Uh,
T word.
Can't
say
say
it.
it. Around mid-December, I will be rebuilding my gaming PC. Hurrah!
Okay, okay. I see you.
Hurrah!
Nice.
Stripping it for parts in 2020 was one of my biggest mistakes. Therefore, I have now come to ask you for each of your top 3 games I should be playing on a gaming rig. I have Mass Effect
Dustland
Legend-
delivery. No.
Yeah, Dustland Delivery. That'll test it big time.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is an obvious one.
Oh.
Alan Wake 2, there's my
Once Humans
suggestion.
free and it's got pretty good graphics.
Ugh. I just sicked in my mouth a little bit there. I have Mass Effect Legendary Edition along with Gears of War 5
Of
and The
course.
Division 2 lined up already.
Yeah.
Well, Mass Effect is a no-brainer, but that ain't going to be testing your computer. That's not going to be. There's no point building this fancy ding-dong, all bells and whistles gaming rig and then playing a game from 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I know
Throne of
it's not
Liberty's
really
free.
30, but yeah.
I don't
What
play
else
new
did you like?
games. I'm the wrong person to
Oh, I
ask.
know.
I'm sorry.
Crisis. Everyone says you should play Crisis. Test out your
Yeah.
PC.
16 years ago.
Can it run
Yeah, speaking
Crisis?
of 20 years ago.
Can it run Crisis? That's the question.
I'd be worried if it couldn't run Crisis now.
I know, that's so funny. I don't know. What do you? I mean, we play more.
Planet
PC
Coaster 2
games.
just came out.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Planet Coaster 2.
lot of little things running around in that. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
that'll give it a test.
I'll give it a
Give it a
test.
workout.
Mm.
But yeah, Alan Wake 2, defo for me. Let me have a look on my Steam list. Let's see what I've played recently that he'd like. Yeah, none of that stuff. Ghost Trick, there you go. That'll test it for you. That's a great game.
Ghost Trick.
Ghost
Oh,
Trick.
no.
Black Ops 6. It's on Game Pass. Get yourself Game Pass, Jason, on the PC. And
Jason?
you'll have access to a
Have
lot
you
of.
really just called Amar Jason?
Sorry, brain fart.
got
Sorry.
one. Oh my
Anyway, get for fuck's sake.
I've got one.
Get Game Pass, and
What about-
you can have access to a lot of different games on
What
there.
about Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade 2?
Oh yeah, it's a bit boring, but I'll test it.
It's
test
kind
it.
of grim and grey.
No,
but
but
it will
it's not
test
about the
your PC.
game. It's about testing his.
Fine.
Fine. I think he wants to play a
Fine.
good game as well, to be fair.
That's why I said one's human.
What about?
I'll tell you what, it's on Steam only, although I think it's just released on consoles as it goes. Slay the Princess. There you go. Give that a go.
Stop it.
Oh God.
Such a brilliant
What about-
game.
That's been it keeps showing up on my Steam. I'm like, no, I don't want to play this.
It's amazing. One of the
Not
best
amazing.
games.
Stop it.
It is.
Stop it.
It is
What about,
amazing.
Well, it doesn't look amazing.
Well, it is amazing.
What about Cyberpunk 2077?
Sure, do that.
Yeah,
Baldur's
that's a
Gate 3.
great game. Great game.
Yeah.
But no,
My
right,
hay
listen,
fever
Jason.
simulator.
Listen, all right. You need to sort out this argument. Play Slay the Princess and tell these two how amazing the game is. Go on for me.
Sorry,
It's a
Armar.
couple
I
of
was
quid.
actually trying to answer the question.
Armor, it's a couple of quid. It's cheap as chips, and it's amazing.
You loser.
You'll not be disappointed.
Download Red Dead 2 and get on with it.
Yeah, really.
Everybody who listens to this show should play Slay the Princess because it's
Everybody who
amazing.
listens to this
Stop
show
it. Just move
Everybody.
on. Jason.
cares about
Everybody.
your weird, stupid game.
Shut up, you! It's amazing.
No.
Shut up, you muppet.
It means he gets results, you stupid chief!
Dad, sit down.
Anyway,
Stu
yeah, we're
yelling at the screen.
talking of Jason. We have got an email of Jason strapping people
I'm just like,
because I feel like Duke's going to get annoyed.
I'll
dear.
just stick with the veteran gamers.
Oh, here we go. Are you ready?
I guess.
Putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
Just to help
Uh-huh.
you all understand what happened on election day. That's how his email
Oh
starts.
boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I finally got off work, so I was fuming when my doorbell rang at 8:30 this morning. My neighbors had come to ask if I would take their family photo.
What?
Trump the legend. What the hell
What?
is that? Oh no. Oh Jesus. I didn't read the because it stopped there and I was like, oh God, here we go.
It's
Well-
confusing to read an email. I know. Go ahead.
No,
Try
no,
again.
it's because it's like Trump the legend is like a statement, but there's a bit more onto that, which is Trump the legend t-shirts on. So his
Oh,
neighbors
for fuck's sake.
had Trump the legend t-shirts on and wanted him to take a family photo.
It's funny
of
because
him.
there's going to be mass deportations and 10 million families are going to be ripped apart and kids are going to be crying because their dad came and got taken away by a man in a truck. It's funny. They got shirts to celebrate. That's cute.
But we're not
MAGA.
talking about it. We're not talking.
We're not
about it.
talking about
He
it.
brought it up.
We're not talking
you can't
about
expect
it.
me to. He said the
We're
name.
not talking about it.
If it gets said, I'm going to say something. I
MAGA,
said I wanted to move on.
MAGA coffee cups in hand. I don't
Fuck
know.
MAGA.
What's MAGA?
Oh my god, you don't know what MAGA
Make
is?
America great again.
Oh, there you go. I get you.
Dark MAGA.
We don't want to offend you. We don't, do we? I don't get offended by political views. I get offended when you come to my door at 8:30 in the morning. But like a good neighbor, click, flash, boom, click. I took dozens of shots for Facebook, no doubt. Since the election results, I have listened to dozens of rich Democrats talk shit about uneducated Americans not being able to afford groceries, calling them Nazis, blaming pronouns for the Trump win. Those meltdown TikToks emphasize how mentally ill things have become. Focus
Okay,
on...
you know what? The reason Democrats have been talking about trans and pronouns is because that's what Donald Trump fucking ran on. The reason you can't get ahead in life is because of Tammy Baldwin and Kamala Harris giving money to people who have different pronouns. Don't blame this shit on Democrats. That has nothing to do with it.
Okay, I put my headphones back on. Then.
Okay, great. Let's move on.
Focus on putting food on the table and living. Do not let politics ruin your well-being. It isn't the end of the world. Work
Not
for
for
change.
us. Those of us who have privilege are going to be okay, let's hope. But my students are fucking shitting their pants in fear because they don't know what's going to happen to their grandmothers. That's not just me being personally sad. That's real fear. I have a student whose family is from Ukraine. He doesn't know if his friends back home are going to live or die because Trump's withdrawing U.S. support for that country. This is fucked up, and I'm not going to bite my tongue if other people bring it up. Go on.
Work for the change you deserve. Let go of the hate.
I'm trying. I'm trying real hard.
Things are looking positive, though. A man with a crooked lipstick just scored The Cure, the #1 album in 32 years in the UK. So that's good news. The Cure are #1. First #1 album in 32 years for them. Come on, that's good.
I know you're not waiting for me to be like, yeah, hooray!
Oh, The Cure are really good. What's up with that?
I've never been fans of theirs. I'm sure if you like their music, that's great for you.
Some great video games are coming. I'm solving puzzles. Inflation will end. Duke is getting a new president, and soon we can hear all about the best games of this year. Mike will still be changing diapers. She will still like weird and shit games, and I will ghost your inbox. You deserve better. And last but not least, the 2028 Olympics will be in Los Angeles.
Why is that good news?
I don't know. I hope they invite all blue balls because I hear the Blue Man Group will be there.
You should be more excited that the World Cup is going to be in America, isn't it?
I had a student. No, that's also not good news. I have a student. We were having an Amnesty International meeting, and someone mentioned about where was it? I can't remember where it was, but it was Paris. I think they said when they hosted. I guess they did I can't remember what it was, but they did a study into what had happened in the build up to the Olympic Games, or it was the World Cup or something. And it was like, oh, they forcibly displaced like 300,000 people. And the student was like, what is the benefit of hosting the Olympics? I was like, that's a good goddamn question. The answer is not much. You build a whole bunch of big ass stadiums, and then after the games are over, they're never used again. So it's millions, billions of dollars. And in Qatar, we had millions of people, well, not millions, but we had thousands of people dying from heat stroke. And then everyone was like, yay, sports. And then it goes away. And now we have these enormous arenas where nobody's using them. They're just shells of empty ghost villages.
To be fair, right, you're saying that, but to be fair, the Millennium Dome, since that was built obviously, and it was called the biggest waste of money ever done, has been used pretty much a lot, hasn't it, Chinny? It gets used for concerts and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but we live in England.
I mean, hey, if that's true, that's great. If there are places where they built stuff and it is being used, I'm very happy to hear that.
I went to the Millennium Dome when it was originally like the thing.
The Millennium Dome.
And it was fucking awful.
Yeah. Oh, it's been better used since then, to be fair.
But I think what Duke is getting at is that the fact that a lot of these countries do pop-up stadiums, as it were.
Oh yeah, they spend a lot of money.
Sorry to bore you, but it's invaded snooker a little bit as well, because they're doing snooker tournaments in Saudi Arabia, and the venue for the last snooker tournament that was in Saudi didn't exist 2 weeks before it, and now still doesn't exist now. It's gone.
Well,
it's already gone.
There's just been a lot of controversy because I think this was in Saudi Arabia as well. They threw a load of money at the ATP finals for the tennis or something, one of these massive tennis tournaments, and only 400 people turned up. There was no crowd there. There was no one, and Tim Henman, who's like one of what used to be our #1 male tennis player, was just like, this is just ridiculous. They come to play these tournaments in front of crowds, and there's 400 people here. There's no one here.
Sometimes if you build it, they won't come.
Yeah, I mean, well, they didn't care because they just throw money at it, don't they? They're not bothered.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is that places like Qatar and Saudi Arabia have a lot of money to throw at it. They're fucking air conditioning their outdoor, bazaars and stuff. And look, I don't want to hate on sports. I really don't. But I feel like it's all this public money that goes into private hands. And, look, if the stadium pops up and then goes away, I don't know that I have that much of a problem with it. I want to know what they do with all those materials. But it's better than making these ghost towns
they beat
used
cats.
for a week.
They beat cats with them.
Beat cats? Well, as long as they're used for something.
Yeah.
I don't know how you beat cats with a stadium, but okay.
They're live streamed. Sorry, SLH
okay.
is what listened to this. SLH, she's like going, "Oh my god, Ginny, why do you have to say this?"
Yeah,
Sorry.
she loves cats.
She loves animals.
Loves them. She just loves those cats.
Imagine that, loving animals. What a thing to do.
Oh, I hate cats. I really hate cats. I wouldn't beat them.
All right, what's
but I
next
don't
on the
particularly
email
like
here?
them much. Okay, the next email this evening. Yeah, thanks, Jason, for that.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for causing trouble. Ugh. Anyway, next email this evening is from Kyle. Kyle from the Continuum podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Continuum.
Yeah.
And he says discussion point and remakes and remasters. So that's what the discussion point would say. So it says, hi, VG. Just to let you know, I found the show on Spotify. Just search gaming. So that's how he found us. So that's
You must have
good.
scrolled past a whole bunch of stuff to find
Yeah,
us.
he must have done.
He must have accidentally scrolled down a lot and then fell
we
asleep.
get seen by thousands of people every week, but nobody listens.
He must have scrolled down, fell asleep, and then
rolled over and accidentally touched
pressed
subscribe.
it, woke up to us sort of talking and gone, "This'll do. This is fine.
This will put me to sleep."
Yeah.
So he says, having listened to your responses regarding backwards compatibility, I agree that you have and own a physical copy of the game. You should be able to play it regardless of console generation. Yeah. And I'm surprised that the execs from the developers, publishers aren't trying to squeeze any revenue they can out of the games, regardless of the platform. I guess, but the point is, this is a point, Kyle, and you've just made it yourself. If you own a physical copy, why should you then have to pay again to play a game that you already own? That would be my counterpoint to that. What do you think, Ginny?
Why should you have to buy the game again?
So if you already own the physical copy of the game, say from 25 years ago, or whenever it is, why should you then have to pay again to play
it's not in the developer's interest to let you have backwards compatibility.
Because are you talking about games that have been up-resed or not?
No, just generally, if you own the, but I think the point that Carl's making basically, if you own a physical copy of the game, you should be able to play it. I'm surprised that the execs and developers aren't trying to squeeze any revenue. So I think what he's suggesting is that game should be available to buy or download from their online store or whatever, regardless of the platform.
A lot of people can abuse that though, can't they? I suppose. They could share the game out.
I don't know. It's a funny thing.
If I
isn't
had the
it?
disc,
if you had the disc or
and then
the
I put it on
cartridge,
my console, and then my profile goes, "You got the disc, you're all good," and then I lend you the disc, and then your console will go, "Yeah, you've got it as well." And then
it's difficult, isn't it?
But they could say like, "You've got it. You can play it when the disc is in your console."
Yeah, but let's be honest. Can you? I mean, are you really going? Is someone else going to go? Oh yeah, I want to play Crash Bandicoot. From
right. I mean, how much demand is there for people to be illegally?
Okay,
claiming ownership
don't
of
you
Crash
worry about
Bandicoot?
it.
Yeah. I mean, look. YouTube has made clear, like at this point, I have certain movies on DVD that I could watch on DVD, but I'm just like, it's such a hassle. Let's just rent it on YouTube. It's $3. Like we did that with my cousin Vinny. I still have the DVD, but hooking up my Xbox and watching a movie that way, fuck off. I'd rather just do it with YouTube. So I think that's what developers ought to be doing. Like, look, this game from 20 years ago, nobody really wants to play it. You pay us $2, you can play it again on your Xbox or something. I think that's what they should be doing.
Yeah, I think so. But again, I think the architecture of the more modern consoles.
And that's fine if that's the case. Okay.
But no, what I was going to say is I think it should be easier now with the Xbox Series X and because they're closer and closer to PCs, aren't they, than they were, because let's be honest, the PlayStation 3 was just the weirdest architecture ever, wasn't it? Nobody even knew how to work it. I don't know how you program on this thing. I don't know. It's too difficult. It's weird. So no one knew what to do with it. Whereas I feel like the PS5, Xbox Series X, they're just a glorified PC in a box, aren't they? That's what they are, really.
To be fair, all PCs are in a box, but I know what you mean.
No, but it's more closer to what a traditional PC is like. But they just compacted and put it into a
Yes, I know,
smaller box, and
Right.
there isn't any reason if this game, if those games are able to be played via emulators on Steam, or not on Steam because they
Yes.
don't obviously let you have emulators, but emulators that you can download off the internet, there's no reason those emulators can't work on.
And
on
if
an
the intellectual property were released to the internet and said, "Go ahead, make a version of this. Like, we won't sue you," somebody would figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Somebody could
definitely.
emulate it. Somebody could port it. They're just holding on to things, man. It's ridiculous.
For no real reason, because like we said, how many
Well,
people
they think at
really-
some point they're gonna make money off of it again.
Well, how many
That's the
people are
idea.
really going to do that? I don't know.
I don't think it's likely, but that's the way corporations think. Is like there's a potential for profit somewhere, so don't release it.
Yeah.
Now what are you sending me, Duchess? God damn.
On Chinny's point, I think Nintendo are better at improving their legacy library.
Pictures. Sorry, let's not forget about the pictures.
Oh, don't
Go
forget
ahead,
about the
Stu.
pictures.
Yeah.
Library, and it does seem like PS Plus and Game Pass are also offering similar access to their libraries, but the old game mechanics and controls are awful, which is why no one plays these games, Kyle. Just play new games. Forget the old stuff, because you're just looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. Most of this stuff was, it was fine back then, but now it's just terrible.
What's the oldest game you played in the last 2-3 years, do you reckon?
Probably Dustland Discovery. Probably Ghost Trick, I suppose, or the original Uncharted is pretty old, isn't it? The original, the Uncharted.
But I
games.
forced that on you, didn't I?
You did, but probably Ghost Trick. I mean, I don't know. It's like a newer version, and it does look
pretty old,
slightly better, but the game mechanics and everything is more or less identical to the original Game Boy release, so it isn't that much different.
Kingdom Come Deliverance came out in 2018. That's pretty old.
Yeah, that is old. Not in this. Not in this.
Not
day.
really old.
Not really old. Not really old.
Aardwolf, there's old. The Muds I've been playing, those are fucking old.
More dear old. So that's probably the oldest game I've played recently, and it was amazing, by the way. Such a good game. So many good games. Anyway, he says, moving on to the next discussion point, my favorite remaster remake is Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Yeah,
and if you're a fan, this video about the process is really interesting. So he has linked to a video.
I like
about how they
making of
did
videos.
It.
Yeah, that's
how
cool.
did it.
Thanks.
So
forward it to me. I want to watch it.
I will. I'll forward it to you.
Thank you.
With that being said, there are some games where we are ever unlikely to see again. What games would you like to see a remaster or remake of? Even if it's already been made, but was crap like the GTA trilogy. We did talk about this last week a little bit, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And I'm just going to come back to it because we mentioned this last week. The Darkness was one of our favorite games.
Yeah.
And I think that's ripe for a remake. I feel like that should definitely be done. What do you think, Chinny?
It's hard to think of a game that hasn't been remade.
I mean, they are. Did you know? Go on, sorry.
Mercenaries Playground of Destruction.
Oh, yeah,
that was my first
you
love of open world video games. It's such a good game.
I got two. I think the world, not just me, wants a Simpsons hit and run remake.
Yes, agreed. A lot of people want that. I was never crazy about it, but
because
a lot of people.
A lot of people have remade it themselves. It's just this game that just keeps going. Right, everybody loves it. So I just wanted to remake it so everybody can be reminded that it was okay. It wasn't great. The other one, a game that I loved that no one talks about anymore. I love this game. It's called Stranglehold.
Stranglehold. I don't even know.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Was that the Hong Kong one? Was that set in Hong Kong? Oh, that was the one made. That was the one made by Thingy Woo, wasn't it? Or whatever. John Woo.
And it was,
I remember this.
It was a sequel to his film. What was
Yeah,
the film?
John Woo.
Hard Boiled. It was the
Hard Boiled.
Okay.
And it had slow mo stuff, and you crash through doors and things.
I
Yeah, I do remember this.
I was hyped for that game. I was like, why are more people talking about Call of Duty than this game? This game looks like it's the bollocks. It's going to blow everybody's dick off. The multiplayer is going to be the best thing ever. And then Call of Duty 4 came out and everybody played that.
Fuck you, John.
Including me. But I still played it a lot and I loved it. John Woo.
There you go.
Stranglehold. John Woo presents Stranglehold.
It was. It was like it was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For me, I've got a couple, and I know one of them's in production, so it's not really a thing. But Max Payne, I don't know whether you knew this, but Remedy are doing a Max
Yeah.
Payne remaster.
Yeah. And
Or
they're
remake.
probably going to tie in some of the Alan Wakey weirdness.
Yeah, so I like that. And then the other game, which I would
They're
love
remastering 1 and 2, by the way, both of them.
Yeah, no, I know. Would love to see remade is Condemned.
Oh yeah.
Because it was one of the first games I got for the 360 when it first came out, and just remember playing it thinking, this looks amazing. Look at these tiles, they're shiny and everything. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And if you hit someone in the right way, the tooth would fly out and stuff. And it was really moody. It was a really good horror game. And I've played that recently, so that's probably one of the oldest games I've played in the last 12 months I've played it. Because it was really super cheap in a sale at some point. And it works fine on the Steam Deck. It looks fine. But I'll tell you what, it's aged. You know, when you see it now, you're like, ooh, I used to think this looked amazing. And it looks like, and it's like, fuck me, this.
It was amazing at the time. And now
it was
amazing.
So Condemned, I would definitely like to see. What was the one, the first person shooter on PlayStation? Which had all these weird aliens and stuff, and it was like the showcase for when the PlayStation 3 came out.
Phase?
No,
Maze?
not Haze. That was terrible. No, not Haze.
We're talking about Warzone? Not Warzone.
No. What was it called?
I know you're talking about.
I really loved the second one. The second one was amazing. Thingy for Resistance.
Oh yeah.
Resistance, Fall of Man.
Resistance.
They should. Yeah, they should remake the first two of those because the second one was one of my favorite games. Resistance 2 was amazing.
It was like set in Manchester or something weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was one of them was set. I think it was London. I think it was in London. I think it had like set in London. But yeah, Resistance Fall of Man. They should remake that because that was amazing.
Go for it. Somebody should get on it.
Someone should do that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Designers, make it work.
He also finishes off. Also, why don't the likes of Bethesda utilize all the community mods to improve their games or shortcut remasters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what they did for the last version of Skyrim that they put out. They just basically bought out a bunch of the mods and then put them out and said, look, you know how you want fishing and there's a mod for fishing? Now it's in the game because we took the mod and just made it part of it.
They just put it in the game. Because look, people don't want to admit they're a bit shit at what they do. They're not going to go,
it's not that they're a bit shit. It's just that they don't want to bother giving people what they want.
Well, I think it's partly that, but also it's got to be pride, hasn't it? Because it's like the mod community, who were just amateurs, have made our game better.
Well, made it much better.
So yeah, so we don't want to admit that we're a bit crap because we didn't think of this when we did it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they made an amazing game with a whole lot of open amazingness, and then modders came along and turned the amazingness up to 15. And it's not that they're crap; it's just that they didn't have the resources to do.
I didn't say they were crap.
Things.
I said they were just a bit crap.
Well, anyway.
There is a distinction, they're not totally crap. They're just a bit.
Okay.
They're just a bit.
Oh,
crap.
I see. Okay, fair enough. I misunderstood, I
guess. But yeah, I guess it is a faff, isn't it? They've got to put, what you've got to. I think what you've got to appreciate is that they're making other games all the time. So once they finish. They're working on other stuff.
You gotta wait for they had to get done with Starfield, and then people were like, "Oh my god, it's the best game ever!"
Yeah, that definitely didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen.
And I don't think even the mod community can fix that game.
I still like it.
Yeah, you like it enough not to play it most of the time.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It's still not a bad game. It's just not a great game. Hey,
I
I'm willing to admit it's not
to...
a great game. Are you happy?
Okay.
Okay.
And they've got resources, so they've got to decide how those resources are divided and how much they pay those people to do whatever they're doing, and how cost effective is it for us to mess around putting these mods in the game.
Yes.
Whatever. Nada. Yes. So there's a lot of reasons it doesn't happen, I suppose.
Yes. All right. Anything else on that email?
No, it says all the best. Continuum, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you being in touch.
Yeah. And there you go. And that's it. Do you know we've no speak pipe off?
No
not
speak
Derek.
pipes.
Not
Oh
Derek.
man.
It-
Well, he sent 3 quizzes in 3 weeks, so he
I
could be
don't-
excused for not filing something
I'm not
else this week.
surprised he hasn't sent
Yeah,
anything.
he needs
this
a
week.
little break. He deserves a
Yeah,
rest.
he does. He's been
Article
busy.
24 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
He's probably sat there exhausted after doing all those quizzes
Yeah.
for us.
You have a right to have bare arms.
Yeah, you do. And I think that's it then. It's just some shout outs.
Some shout outs, baby.
Oh, pictures.
Oh,
pictures.
pictures. All right.
Pictures.
So once upon a time, like 3 weeks ago, I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer, and I was commenting on how the fonts on them are like, this is fucked up. And Stu was like, hey, my eyes, I need my glasses, blah, 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 blah. And why is your monitor crap then? And I took some screenshots to prove that it's not my monitor and it's not my eyes.
All right, okay.
So, Chinny, if you would please put up the pictures that I sent you, starting
let's
with the
see how
one
bad they are.
where
Let's
it's
really
searching
see.
for a match, and then it has the sub menus of like, no, that's a good one. Keep that one up there. Look, take it full screen.
Okay.
Where it says on the left side, multiplayer, and
Love
then
it.
quick play, and then find a match, and then featured, kill order, etc., etc., etc. Right? Underneath find a match. What the fuck does that say? Why is it so hard to read?
Right, there we go. What are we looking at? Underneath what?
On the left side, quick play,
Underneath,
find a match. What does it say underneath
Also,
find a
if
match?
you're
What
just-
the fuck is that
if you're
shit?
just
Game
an-
modes 1 to 9.
Yeah, you can see it now because Chinny blew it way up. But
Well, I
if it's
don't
normal size,
know. I didn't look because he blew it way up before I had a chance to
Shit.
look. Hold up.
I'm just saying,
For the
that's
audio
messy as
listeners,
shit.
the message is fuck you at this section.
Yes, of course. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The point is, you admit, Stu, that that's some sketchy ass graphics right there. There is no reason to make that font so hard to read. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. When it's
Black
normal
Ops.
size,
Yes.
that is
Yes.
really
Fucking
hard to
bullshit.
see.
And this other one with the weapons and the operators and the barracks and everything, like, it's not hard to read, but it's just choppy. And it's like,
do you know
what
what it
is
looks?
that?
It looks like it hasn't been anti-aliased. It's like
Exactly.
jaggy. It's all jaggy.
That's what I'm saying. It's
It is a
so
bit weird. It
what
is a
are
bit
you
weird.
doing? Call of Duty. Come on, man. And talk about a company that has resources. Jesus.
Yeah, that is
Anyway,
weird.
That's what I wanted to complain about.
It's like
Thank
all
you.
jaggy. Like especially the weapons
Yes.
is very jaggy.
Yes. What are they doing?
Like the W's all like steps.
Makes
It's
no
all like
sense.
steps. What the
If
hell?
that's the result of like them doing like a 4K font and I don't have a 4K monitor,
No, you're
come
joking.
on.
That's just ugly.
It's just ugly. Thank you. That's what
It's just
I'm
ugly.
saying.
It's just ugly.
Okay. It's not
Ugly.
me. Thank God.
Ugly.
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi.
Exactly.
Hi, Tom. Tom's in the chat. Tom
Hi,
Lewis.
Tom.
He said hi, Chinny.
Hey, I took care of these things. I can close them out of my email,
Yeah.
my text mail.
Tom Lewis got a
All right, we
live
doing shout-outs?
live stream. Tom Lewis, there's a live stream this Saturday. I'm doing it for a fundraising.
Saturday.
Chin Chinny YouTube.
Come
go
on
there.
by.
Tom Lewis, go. Tom Lewis.
Tom,
Also,
Chin
go,
Chinny.
Tom.
I hope you're okay. YOUR.
I'm raising funds for my friend who is dying. Go there Saturday, 16th of Nov, all day, 12 p.m. GMT. Go. Shout outs.
Shout outs. Time to do those. So I'm gonna start off this shout out.
Yeah, go ahead,
fest.
Stu. You shout it out.
I'm gonna shout out Chinny for organising all this stuff for his friend and what have you, because it's a
Yay.
very noble thing you're doing, Chinny.
Yeah, it
and
is.
and I know you said, "Look, I'm shooting myself." I think you're fine because you've
You
already
care a
hit your
lot.
target. I mean, this is just the cream on the top, isn't it? All
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you should be already
I'm
proud
just-
of what's been done.
I'm not a great host really because I just worry about what everybody's doing all the time. So like the fact that there's going to be a lot of people now, I'm like, yeah, but when they're not playing snooker, because originally it was just a snooker thing. Now it's a snooker thing, and somebody's doing a poker match at the same time to raise some money, and somebody said, "Why don't we do a raffle?" And somebody's doing like, "Oh, well, why don't we get the karaoke?"
I'll
on?
do
I'm
a
like,
strip tease.
I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on here. So, yeah, so it's just
Dude, people on the live stream should like get to vote on what song people have to sing on the karaoke, and then you have to sing.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen because it's turned into like a full-on do, but the bingo starts
Yeah.
at 9. So and the
live stream the bingo. I
the
wanna play
bingo crowd, they don't fuck about if they want the bingo on. Do you know what I mean? Like they,
Hey, no one fucks with bingo.
no, you don't fuck
We'll be
with
done in
bingo.
about 20 minutes, okay? Fuck you!
Nobody fucks with
Yeah.
bingo.
They'll come up to you
Yeah.
like the mafia and go, if you don't, I don't care what the cause is for.
It's like the joke
I
Peter
don't give
Kay
a fuck
makes.
about this guy who's got cancer. Fuck out of here. We got bingo time.
It's like the joke Peter Kay makes about the bingo. And I'm sure this is based on a true story because he used to be a steward at the bingo. So that's what he did as a job at one point. And he said one particular time he was a steward at the bingo and a guy playing bingo had a heart attack, right, during the bingo. And he was asked to go over. So off he obviously went. He's like, oh my God. And there's a guy on the floor who's had a heart attack. And then they got another steward, right? So his wife was still playing bingo. Guy's on the floor with a heart attack. And then got another steward to carry on filling his card in while they were dealing with with him. So he's like, nothing.
Focus on what's important.
Nothing stops for bingo.
I ain't getting in the way of bingo. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing.
If the lads want to carry on, I'm like,
business, baby,
I ain't getting the old biddies on my case. No way.
Yeah, nothing stops for bingo.
They will kill you. Those old biddies.
Yeah.
So I agree. Shout out to Chinny.
Thank you. Well,
there you go. Shout out to Chinny.
This time.
Is that all your shout outs, Stu?
Shout out Kyle, of course. You know, second email gave us another topic to talk about. So we'll give Kyle a little old shout out there in the Continuum podcast. Give it a listen. It's pretty good. I liked it. I like it.
This time next week, I'll know how the stream has gone.
Yeah, you will.
Oh boy.
You'll be able to tell us what an amazing success it was. That's what you'll be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope so. I'll shout out the people that have donated from this community to my friend that they don't know, which is just extremely nice, isn't it? So yeah, it's I'll name a few names. Susan Lindenhall, of course, donated.
SLH.
Pretty much, she donated pretty much straight away. As soon as I posted it, she was like, "Bam!" on it. Ricey also donated very, very quickly.
Yay.
So yeah, and of course, huge shout out to Eric P, because he also donated.
Guy's got a weird name.
Yeah, so I really appreciate it. Honestly, if you listen to the show, you don't know this guy. You don't have to donate. But if you could just,
but you still need to cough out some
cash. But if you could just watch the
give us some money.
Watch the stream. You know what I mean? That
watch
would be,
the stream. I don't have John Mulaney saying that.
Yeah, if you could watch the stream on Saturday, that would be just a huge help. Just to bump the numbers up and then try and get it up on people's front pages on YouTube. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, spread the word.
Word.
As for my shout outs, I will shout out Mr. Hero. I don't know if he ever made the TikTok promoting us, but he said he wanted to. So thank you. And if you did, okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Hero. I don't really even go on TikTok these days. I should, but
I've seen it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out SLH, Chris, and Amar, who sent very kind messages after the election. Shame on you, everyone who voted for the rapist felon who tried to overthrow the government. And shout out to Beansprout88 on Discord for the pics of his closet. I always like seeing people's gaming stations and stuff.
Yeah.
So, thanks for that. It was a while ago, but I just saw it recently. So, yeah. And everybody who's active on the Discord, it's fun to go there and see people talking and chatting and sharing things. And thanks to everybody who came out to the book launch event. I didn't even talk about this. It was awesome. We had a really good turnout. Some people from my school came by, including people I don't really know very well, but it was really sweet to have them show up. And the best part of the whole event was 3 of my former students came, and I didn't know they were going to be there, and they actually asked the organizer, the people at the library, if they could introduce me, because they work at the library. So I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. And they said such nice things. I have the audio of the event. I'm going to be posting that on the Sincast podcast feed, so you'll be able to hear the audio, and I'm going to maybe put it to, make a video with the slides. As soon as school quiets down, it's been very, very busy at school lately, so I need a little time to catch my breath. But at some point, I will release that, and I'm going to finish doing the audiobook form. But if you want to buy the book Brains, How to Survive Apocalyptic Bibliophilia, it's a novel about a woman building a library after the zombie apocalypse. I will put it's on Discord, I think. Maybe I put I don't know if I put the link in Discord, but I will. I'll post it. I post it on Facebook, so I'll post it on Discord. Yeah, go to the books section of our Discord, and you can find it there.
There you go.
Sweet.
There you go.
I think that's it.
Is that it? We done?
I think we're done.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, hurry up, slow good to me. Won't you, won't you, go, go, go.
All the kids in Springfield are SOBs.
Yeah.
There you go. Another show
There you go.
in the bag.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
Nobody ever talks about Fortnite on this podcast. And if they did, I would have this awesome clip from 30 Rock where Liz is talking about with the 2 weeks when she was famous in college.
I was popular for one glorious fortnight, and then it went away. I don't know what I did wrong.
You probably said Fortnite.
Mm.
You know, Fortnite is a game that nobody likes these days, but some people like it.
You're joking. That thing's still making millions.
No,
one
I
of those
know, but
games-
nobody
it's one
I
of
know
those-
likes it.
It's one of those games that like a lot of people play it. People hate playing it, but they still play
Yeah.
it. It's sort of
Yeah,
like
people
it's
play it.
reached,
Well, and nobody really talks about liking it outside of.
it's reached sort of like League of Legends sort of status
Yeah.
of like people that play it hate the game but continue
Right.
to play it and go,
Of
it
course.
sucks, it sucks. Oh, it's the worst.
Well,
game.
it's one of those things. It's like Jim Gaffigan once said about McDonald's. Like everyone's like, "Oh, McDonald's, they made $7 million last year." I think everybody's lying.
Yeah.
You claim not to like it.
I like
It's like Roblox. Who do you know that plays Roblox? Nobody. But they're fucking printing money, hand
Right.
over fist.
my nephew plays Roblox.
You see? There's people
Hey,
playing.
by
it.
the way, Eric,
Yes.
I'll
Stuart?
have a look on Amazon. You know, see if your book's there, and you know, could
Yes,
I
it's
order it?
there.
I can, but apparently it's dispatched between 1 to 4 months, so I don't know when I'll
What?
get it. That's what it says.
Why is that? Why is that? That
I
makes
don't
no
know.
sense.
It says usually dispatched within 1 to 4 months.
Oh wow. I mean, they gotta print it, but it's not. Well, I guess no. You know what it is because it has to be printed in Canada, where because I'm not going through Amazon. If I had gone through Amazon, then you'd get it lickety split. But it has to be printed in Canada and then shipped over to you. That's why.
So it took me 4 months to get it. So I think
Well, I don't think it would
you-
actually take 4 months. I think they just say that to make sure that it's not.
Well, maybe
I'd be
your
very surprised if it was.
audio version will be quicker.
No, I'm not going to be able to do that in a month.
4
I'd
months.
be very surprised.
What about 4
maybe
months?
4 months. I don't know. Maybe.
Says it might be 4
We'll see.
months. Maybe you'll do it.
It's not going to be 4 months.
No, it's not going to be. 4
Anyway, that's it. I got to go do stuff. So have a good week,
months.
everybody.
Yeah, same. So
See ya.
Okie dokie, bye.
see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.